It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It is IndyCar night on ERN. Hello again, everybody. I'm Gary Gotso, and welcome to round 4 of one of the Elite Racing League's premier championships. It's the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series as we come to you tonight from Auto Club Speedway in Fontana for our first 500-miler of the year. The first of 5 this year, the first of 2 this season. It's the F5 Challenge 500. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Luis Gonzalez-Nunez. Luis, we've started off the season with 3 races, 3 different winners. But a common theme when we look at the points, it's the same 3 guys kind of at the top all the time. We'll see if that changes up tonight on a track that last year when they ran here gave up 107 lead changes between 23 drivers.
Yeah, for sure. Good evening for everyone. Yeah, it's going to be a race, the first one. We expected to be a long race today. Like I just said last time, 23 leaders changed, 23 leaders, different leaders, and 105 lead change, 7 cautions. Jason Broppin won the race for 0.012. Over the Stanley and 40, and also was Chris Forsyth that day and Victor Del Porto and that day very close. So 5 cars from less than 10 seconds. So
yeah.
110. So really was a maybe 5-way or 4-way. Maybe one of them it went back, but it was really exciting there. Pinheiro that day. He have an incident, so he finished 31 in that time with 74 laps down. So today is opportunity again to Pinheiro remain, because we're talking about Pinheiro. Why? Because he's a remain champion today and ERN 2025A. So he's a remain champion. That's why we're talking about every time we come in to ERN, we're gonna talk with him. And this is I have to remain. So today is Pinheiro with 16 points back from Stanley. And like you said, we have 3 different winners. 40 on the Kentucky, Adriano in Chicagoland, and last time Stanley with the Grand Chemel. That's what I'm talking about in Formula One or in Europe. When you make the faster lap, the faster everything, and you make all the laps and things and so on. So let's make a good show for today, and it's going to be a good show. So we already have the grid, so go for it, Gary.
Yeah, there are the points coming into this the situation today, as you mentioned in today's race. Pinheiro 16 back, he's in third. Foti 8 back of Stanley, who is your leader. Then it is Blauman, Norgard, Frankenfeld, Klindy, Forsyth, Keel, and Sora. That is your top 10. A lot of these names not in tonight's lineup, so we're going to see some changes potentially on the starting for the top 10 going into the next race when we go to Dover. Here are the points for the Rookie Championship. Here you go. Klindy is now your leader over Keel. Richie Hearn in a tie with Andrew Wood for 3rd. James Watson is in what I guess we would consider 4th. Matty Wags right behind him. Then Dan Morera. I don't think Dan is in today's lineup. Caleb Pocock is in today's lineup. He is tied with Morera. Albrecht not in the lineup tonight, and Kurnow not in the lineup tonight. So the bottom portion of the rookie standings might change a little bit depending on who takes the green flag tonight. And let's get into who takes the green flag tonight. And also want to update you on these speeds that you see here in the starting lineup. They are doing 2-lap average speeds. My overlay does not have the ability. In fact, I don't think there's any overlay out there that has the ability, because this is a NASCAR sim and we're kind of squeezing IndyCar into it, has an ability to do 2 or 4 lap averages. That is purely an IndyCar rule and thing that they do for their races, mainly with the 4-lap average in Indianapolis, but they do 2-lap here for the 500-milers and the ERL. So these speeds might not be absolutely correct, but the lineup is correct. And starting from the pole, is going to be Hunter Smith. Right next to him is Adriano Pinero. Then we got Frankenfeld and Fode, Forsyth and Wagner, Stanley and Schold, and Clindy and Fazzaro. Pocock and Keel, Hearn and Hibbs. That is Richie Hearn, and we're going to see how well he does here. He's raced here in multiple cars in real life. Kidda, Norgard, Camargo, Huckleberry, Weeks, and Aldrich. Nixon and Wood, Watson and Ingrave, and Blauman and Herrick round out this 26-car field.
So we have a new poll award. So we have 2 for Adriano, 1 for Stanley, and today for Hunter Smith. 1 more poll award, like you mentioned.
Yeah, and the Elite Racing League's poll award goes to Hunter Smith. It's sponsored by 4D Racewear. Check out their made-for-sim racing line of gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link in today's description. Getting ready to go green here at Fontana for 500 miles, 250 laps. Here we go. Settle in. You're in for a long but exciting wheel-to-wheel action-filled night. Three wide, 4 wide, further on back. Hunter Smith staying on the bottom. Teammate coming up to meet him right now. That is Frankenfeld. Right behind him, it is Forsyth. And then we have the teammates of Fode and Stanley. Everyone getting situated. Lap 1 in the books. Weather situation, 111 degrees. Track temperature, look at them ripping the top already. 82 degrees ambient. Pinero going to go 3 wide, down low, and Pinero's just going to send it. He's probably surprised Hunter Smith a little bit and move Pinero to the lead.
Nice move for Pinero. I mentioned Stanley going back and back and back. I think he wants to start to getting shield on the back and just make the move to the end of the race.
Yeah, I think he might be automatically in the fuel conservation mode, just getting back there in the draft. Now new leader, it is Frankenfeld. As he gets around Pinero, Fode getting around Pinero. And on the high side, in the grill-to-go car, it is full send in the grill-to-go car. That is Matt Wagner. That is a former Richie Hearn livery when he drove for Schmidt-Peterson. And he's going to go 3 wide over the high side of Pinero. Oh, and Hunter Smith almost into the side of Pinero. Now there's Clindy on the high side. He wants to get out of that mess. He wants to try to break away and join Wags. A lot of experience in this field. A lot of IndyCar experience. A lot of 500-mile experience. Connor Nixon on the bottom of the racetrack as he sends it right to the attenuator of Craig Forsyth. And there's Matthew Weeks. He's in the lineup, making his first start of the season. Former Cup Series champion, won at his in his inaugural season in IndyCar last season at that slugfest we had at the US 500 presented by P1 Broadcasting at Michigan. He won that race, so he's looking to go for 2 500-milers in a row. Whoa, Clindy on the high side of Frankenfeld, and they about banged wheels in 3 and 4. Here's Thomas Keel on the high side of that Road America car. He's going to have a big run on the high side, maybe get a little bit of draft from Chad. It is Frankenfeld, Klindy, Keel, Fode, Wagner. All-time lap leaders here is Frankenfeld. He leads with 145 coming into today. So he's just adding to that total. This is the 4th time they've been here. Jason Brophy won the 3rd installment. Before him was Nate Seifer, the former FIS champion. He won here in 2022A. And Matt Halliball, our good buddy, former champion here of the Elite Racing League Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. He won here in 2019. It's the 70th overall race, oval race in league history, 98th total. And we'll be celebrating our 100th start and our 100th race in a couple weeks here at Barber.
So the first race, like I just said, Matt Halliball won the race. Joe Branch, ex-Lionheart. Cassandra Wickenborn from 14th to 3rd. John Paul 3rd. And Henry Bennett in 5th position on that day. You said Nick Steigenfer?
Nate Seifer, former champion of the Formula Indy Series.
So that's what they win from 11. Vilto del Porto, Nick de Groot, Adriano Piñeiro, and AJ Musselman, the top 5 in that day on 2022 season.
Move Wagner to the front, and watch out for Connor Nixon. He's up 16 spots, the 5th.
It's kind of well, let me tell you, when you coming out here and people are smart, like Stanley going back, Shield, 250 laps. I have to save a fuel almost great foresight on Piñeiro. It was close over there. For sure you're gonna get position, but at some point you're gonna go to the front, and then what else? What is the point? What now? I have to make it feel safe. Oh, somebody's blinking over there. It's Thomas Keel.
Yeah, it's Keel blinking a little bit. He is blinked out, and he's come back. Everyone wants to give him a wide berth. As Hibbs has worked his way up 8 spots into the top 6. Winner 2 seasons ago at New Hampshire. Beat out Brophy, as a matter of fact, there. Ran him down in the closing laps. Keel is going to, if Keel does a DC, I'm going to be really surprised. The way he's blinking out. I hope he does it. This is
should be going back.
Yeah, he might be going back here to settle in and see if he can get maybe his DC or his connection can stabilize. Connor Nixon to the high side. He might get the lead. We're going to go 3 wide into 3. And Wags down low is going to hold on to that position. Here comes Klindy now, the 4th. We're 3 wide for 4th right now. The rule set for today is a 2-mile D-shaped oval. We're doing 250 laps, 500 miles. We have 11 sets of tires, 1 in the car, 10 in the pit, so it's plenty of tires for these cars. Pit road speed limit is 55 miles per hour. And, of course, don't forget the special restart rules here in the Elite Racing League. We'll talk about those if we do get to our first caution. Right now, everyone behaving very well. It is Frankenfeld, Wags, Klindy, Nixon, Hibbs, Smith, Schold, Forsyth, Pinero, and Fode, your top 10. Our points leader, Ethan Stanley, has fallen back to 18th and 19th, just kind of riding this thing out.
Yeah, very smart for him. The thing is, the point is, when you come in the green flag, I always mention this in every broadcasting when you have a speedway and super speedway. This is super speedway for us.
Whoa! Connor Nixon almost in the side of Wags. Slid right up into him.
So the thing is, when you're coming the pit stop party, for everyone, it's not good to be on the back of the field because you're going to lose a lot of field, or maybe.
Oh,
Somebody on
Glindy in the wall. I think he got forced up there a little bit, and now Hibbs was showing damage, but now we got him wrecking in the back. Blauman did a flip. Huckleberry involved. We're under caution. We should be under caution. No, we're not under caution.
Lost a win. Gabby Gins lost
Hibbs,
win.
Hibbs lost a wing, and we are not under caution. I'm surprised we're not. Those cars are slow on the racetrack. And we're going right through the incident zone under green.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Lohman and Dave Huckleberry.
And Blauman was just hanging out back there. He was just cruising. I was getting ready to shout him out, saying that, he's very back there very patiently. And you kind of go back there to go where the incidents aren't. And, the incidents found him, unfortunately.
You know what is unfortunate? Because I'm going to say they waited for something, and he slowed down a lot. He went from 200 on the turn, and he slowed down to 170. I don't know. He slowed down. He braked at the middle of the track on the exit, and came Jim Herrick collect to him by net code, and they, after Brian jumped to the air. So
Blauman with a barrel roll on the backstretch there. Glindy, though, falling back a little bit. I think he's trying to regain his bearings a tad.
So Greg Forsyth in radio said that people don't wait for the yellow flag. If it's no yellow flag, don't slow down. It's no yellow flag. It makes sense because it was the last two cars on the back of the field.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting the caution to come out, and it was not thrown. So now we are watching as Wags, Frankenfeld, Nixon, and Smith and Schold. Pinero, Andrew Wood now into the picture. He is up 15 spots to 7th. He is cruising on the high side. Going to follow him through Craig Forsyth as they go around Pinero in 7th. Pinero is going to get a big run on Wood here.
Lucky on Glendy is still over there. The good thing about the speedway, the super speedway, is that if you follow the draft, your car is going to be fast. Good for Glendy because with that damage in the short track, a mile or maybe 1.5 miles, it should be going back and back and back.
So it looks like Blauman, among our points leaders, he has actually he is out. He is punched out. And it's done for the day. So he's going to finish 26th here at the first 500-mile race of the year for him. Huckleberry is still on pit road getting repairs done. He might be done for the day, but they're still working on that car. Gavin Hibbs turning laps by himself now. And Jim Herrick at the tail end of the pack there in the draft still. He might have some damage. We don't know. He's in 23rd. Last car on the lead lap. Hunter Smith now to the front as we have Little Eagle Parade at the front. It is Smith, Frankenfeld, and Schold, all the Little Eagle squad cars at the front. And here comes Connor Nixon to not show that he is going to be ruled out yet. And of course, you would expect a Nixon to do well in California. Yes, that is a political joke, and if you don't know it, open a history book. Matthew Weeks now in the P1 car going to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get around Schold. So
the third time they come here was in 2024, January 18, when Jason Broffin from pole won the race. Ethan Stanley, 40, Craig Forsyth, Alberto Del Porto, top 5 in that day. Very close race. Like we mentioned when we started with 905 lead change in that time.
Yeah, crazy race. Very exciting. Takeshi Kida in a battle with Craig Forsyth for 10th. All the leaders are pretty much, the entire field is all together right there. And then Craig on Fazaro in front of him. Again, we're very early stages, 27 of 250 in the books. The only action has happened on the backstretch coming off of 2, an incident involving Brian Blauman and Dave Huckleberry. We did not go under caution. Gavin Hibbs also involved in that incident. He had to come to pit road for a new nose. Getting tight at the top, and there was contact between Nixon and I believe that was Schold, but they kept it off the wall and off each other further.
Nixon, Nixon went high because the dirty air, and he tried to, that's the point when you're here, you spot it, and you have to left the throttle because for sure you cannot go more on that way.
Well, we are getting into the range of first pit stops as we've gone 30 laps into this run. Who will be the first to flinch?
If you can see Matthew Wick, gray hands. He went loose on turn 2 and he saved the car. In that last one lap ago. So he went front to ninth now because that incident. He almost lost the car on turn 2.
Your biggest gainers of the day, Connor Nixon up 17 spots, Andrew Wood up 15, Matthew Weeks up 10. Still a very long way to go here today at Fontana here at Auto Club Speedway. The world's fastest closed course racetrack right here. The IndyCar, overall IndyCar track record, the fastest IndyCar lap ever turned was right here, set by Jill DeFerrin, over 240 miles an hour. And that was way back in 2000, and no other IndyCar has remotely come close to that number since. Ooh, Connor Nixon getting a little squirrely on the backstretch there, hitting those bumps before going into 3.
So you said an 140 what? 44.
What's that?
244?
241.428 miles per hour is the world closed course speed record here set by Jill DeFerrin.
So for the people outside of the USA, it's 386 kilometers per hour. That is a lot. That's a lot, really. If you're talking about, well, I know miles is really 240. 240 is really fast.
240 is a lot too, yeah.
Yeah, but for the people who don't understand the kilometer miles, 340, 386, yeah, it's a lot.
In fact, a couple speed records have been set here on the 2-mile oval. The IndyCar record for the fastest 400-mile race was also set here, done in 2003. Sam Hornish won the race and averaged 207.151 miles per hour. The all-time wins leaders here at Fontana, Sam Hornish, Jimmy Vasser, Adrian Fernandez each have 2. With the notable exception of Fernandez, he was the only driver to win here in an Indy Racing League car and in a kart spec car.
Yeah, he won in the 19. Oh, he won a lot of races.
He won the I think he won that, of course, that ill-fated 99 race, I think. Didn't he win that one?
Yeah, he won in Motegi that day, that year. And also the last one in Fontana. Yeah, it's very tragic about the Adrian Fernandez statistic, because the first race he won was in Toronto '96.
Yeah.
When that racing incident is never gonna happen before, but it was racing incident in the Backstretch on exhibition place. And then he, like you said, he won after that in 98 in Motegi again. Yeah, he won 2 races in that day, both of them in ovals.
Ryan Schold, he is your PRI Hoosier 500, one of the co-owners there of that. He crosses the start-finish line, gets the lead, and then gets passed by his teammate. But Takeshi Kida is now in the picture. He has worked his way up to 12th, and he is from your neck of the woods down in Chile.
Yeah, it's one of the... I didn't know until I saw him. He said Latin America, so it's like okay, maybe he's from maybe Argentina or something. Nope, Chilean. So it's one of the they started with the IndyCar. To be honest, in my time, in my gold era, I don't want to say the only one in the IndyCar, but I am the only one fighting for the championship that time. And then it started to add Gonzalo, Hugo, Takechi, and many others around the IndyCar. So it's coming Frankenfield.
Frankenfield, scheduled stop.
Slow.
Oh, who is spinning back there? That is Connor Nixon, and that's going to bring out the caution. And Nixon can't come down pit road. Pit road is closed. Frankenfeld, he can stop. I believe the pit road was open when he got onto it, so he could stop and do what everyone else can't. Although Nixon is going to come down, he's going to get a penalty probably.
I'm gonna say for EPA race control, Andrew Wood collected him because he didn't say nothing to coming into the pit. The only person said coming into the pit was Frankenfield and Hunter and the Ingrave. The only 2. That's it. It's not any more said about the pitted in. So should be Connor for sure is gonna have a black flag for coming in and the pit stop close. And also he didn't mention because for rules you have to call it.
Yeah, waiting to see possibly what happened there. It's everybody's coming to pit road right now. We were at that time. Let's go back a little bit further.
It should be for race control. Give it to Andrew Wood, the penalty, but they give it to Nixon without call.
And I don't really have the camera where I need it to be. And there's a spin out again. We need to get on Wood. There it is, Wood. And let's go back a little bit. And once again, give some more time to the ERN logo. And let's get a better view here. Here we go. Yeah, if he wasn't calling his pit and he just kind of drastically slows down in the racing line coming to pit road, that needs to be called out. So I understand why race control did what they did. We're under caution here. As we're going to cycle through. Chad should be the leader. Hibbs is going to get the waiver round.
That was lucky because...
Oh, wait a minute. We're seeing Chad getting, maybe, is he going to get cycled back? Was it a closed pit road?
Yes, sir. So when he came down to the pit is opened. But when the yellow flag is out, he was closed. So
and clarification on that, if you are on pit road and you're already past this line right here, you're already past that line, and those red lights come on, then you're good to go. But apparently he wasn't past the line and the red lights came on, so he is going to get a penalty. So he might as well just come down pit road one more time, top off the tanks, and just try to go a little bit longer than everyone else. Connor Nixon also on pit road, showing Matthew Weeks coming down pit road. So that will turn the lead over to Clindy, then Wags, Akita, Fazaro, and Forsyth is your top 5. If you enjoy ERN's coverage of the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so don't miss out on future ERN broadcasts. And also, real quick, just before we go green here, the Elite Racing League's IndyCar Series is proudly sponsored by Warriors for Peace. Warriors for Peace is an Indianapolis-based nonprofit organization working to end violence and inspire peaceful change. Founded in memory of Jack Shockley, they support youth through scholarships, mentoring, and community programs. To learn more or to support their mission, visit their webpage at warriorsforpeace.org. That's the number 4.org, or follow one of their socials today. All the links you need are in the description. We want to thank Warriors for Peace for their continued support of this signature series in the ERL. Coming to green this time, but remember, this is the new rule, or not the new rule, but the regular rule that we remind people of, is that we go to green with the pace car off the track and we more simulate a real IndyCar restart. So what you see here is Clindy will bring the field to green coming out of turn 4 at some point. And that's a more organized restart than the accordion style that we've seen in some other past league races over on our P1 channel.
Yeah, this is the best. It really is good to have that kind of restart because it's more clean. So it's make more sense. The only problem is you lose 1 lap every time we have a yellow flag, and also you're maybe burn a little more when you're in the regular yellow flag. So, but anyways, it's much better than the restart for iRacing.
Here we go. Seeing they picked up the pace. Here we go. Green flag is out. Field is in the control of Clindy. We're back at it at lap 44. And no accordions, but back behind Fody, Pocock was not really tight with him, so that whole group back there is already under threat of possibly losing the draft. So they need to hustle up. And among that group right there is Frankenfeld, and you see he's already gone 3 wide. He wants to hustle up, and he's going to bring Schultz going to bring him with.
So the good thing about the restart, another point is when you're in the yellow in the restart by iRacing, you cannot pass for the left side. But in this case, if you have an accordion, you can do the pass for the left side if it's tapping this option. Like you see the accordion, somebody's breaking on the front, you can take the left side. It's no 50. Frankenfeld, that's close.
Yeah, it was pretty close. He's over Neji Camargo. And we're going to go 3 wide with Kale. Now we're just going to go 2 wide with Kale here. Kale goes down low. And a Leighton Norgard purple lap. Frankenfeld purple lap that time by 2:21.4.
Yeah, the good thing is when you go back, because the black flag for entry to the pit close and 1.5 miles or 1 mile race. A track is really tough. It's really, oh my God, my race is over, whatever. It's gonna be tough to come in the back. But here is really just play with the pace, do your pass intelligent, and just like Frankenfeld is doing now. So it's going 14, and now it's close to the group.
Well, look who's in second in a land of redwood trees. Here comes Andrew Wood with the station wagon side paneling wood-grained IndyCar, as he is now back to third with Kittigan around him. But Wood making a run here at the lead.
So when it wasn't the Nike team, and this is Spain, the team we have long time ago, we didn't call him Wood. We call him with the translate about wood. Wood means madera. Madera means wood in English. So we don't call him by his real name. We call it like that. So it makes sense, because also the track.
So what did you call him? That guy, or can it be repeated?
Yeah,
or
Madera. It's all Madera is coming. Here we go. Madera is coming. Then Madera. Madera means wood, anyways. Yeah.
I have given him. Of course, he joins me on the booth for the Dark Horse Series, and also in the Classic IndyCar Series over on the P1 channel. And I call him the Catalyst. And that is a long story that I don't want to get into right here. But if it wasn't for Andrew Wood, basically, long story short, I would not be doing a lot of these races right now. I would not be broadcasting these races. So we could thank him for my voice continuing to break out on the internet. Chad Frankenfeld's just going to send it to the bottom. And how does he go from 5th to 1st? Well, that's how you do it, as he just over-rotates that car, got a big run, and now he's drag racing Kidda down the backstretch, but I don't think he's going to have the momentum on the low side to pull that pass off. Here comes Fazaro. Fazzaro's going to try to challenge here, but down low, here comes Frankenfeld. He is going to get that spot, and he is back to the lead after starting deep in the pack for the restart. We're now lap 50 of 250, and we are now 100 miles into this thing. 200 miles into this thing, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. 8 laps to talk to Frankenfeld to come in from back to 23 to the front on first. So really is...
Yeah. I'm wanting this to be over a lot sooner than it is, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I know. So... good for Frankenfeld, because he's put like a match in the table and said, hey, I'm still here and I want to win the race, and I want to be battle for the championship in this season. So we don't talk about the Piñeiro, and Piñeiro is very chill in their 13th position with the 11 positions down. It's there. It just waited for the moment. I said that I don't want to say like a Hamilton used when it was in Mercedes, the hammer time, but could be used for him, because
this is Rick Mears. This is Rick Mears right here. This is, okay, I'll start at the front, show everybody I have speed, then I'll follow the back, kind of hang out, avoid all the problems, and then in the closing stages, all of a sudden I'm there ready to race to go for the win.
So this is Adriano Piñeiro is the Rick Mears in the IndyCar. So basically, it is the guy, he just, I don't want to be hassled. We still, we still have a lot of lap. Actually, it's 197 to go now.
And we're riding with Pinheiro. There is Weeks getting by him on the bottom side, but Pinheiro is not really overdriving the car. In fact, you can hear him lifting.
They have to lift in. More lifting than you. They can at least come into the lap 40. I count 43, 45, between 45 to 43 each stint. Maybe can going for more, closer to 50. But yeah, with all of this, map safe, fuel safe, lifting with the throttle, you can do a lot of things. And we saw in Indianapolis with more than almost 40 laps in Indianapolis, you can, before you have to do a 30, 33. Now you can do 38, 40 laps, especially with the lifting and fuel map safe also too.
Yeah, we expect drivers to probably come in for their next stop right around 83, 84, somewhere in there. So we're still a ways from that next round of stops to occur. Most everyone stopped at that last caution. We're at 56 of 250, riding with Pinheiro, our defending series champion, twice a champion here in the Elite Racing League.
I mentioned Indianapolis because we are 2 months and a half, 3 months to the main. So
the main event in Indianapolis, yes.
Yeah. And also year end, so it's going to be on the first week on the May.
There are your conditions: 80 ambient, 105 track. And if anybody survives this race, they get to look forward to Dover for 250 laps, almost 250 laps next week. This is the first track this season that this series has visited before. They opened the season with 3 straight tracks they have never been to. And then they will go to Barber and Dover. Dover will be a first-time visit there as well. And then they will get a little bit of a break off before going to Long Beach. Frankenfeld and Hibbs at the point, followed by Andrew Wood. Should be pointed out, Pinheiro is the all-time wins leader here in the Elite Racing League. He has, I believe, 16 career wins here.
It's going to be interesting if we have now. Portland is coming soon, for sure, because Portland is going to be for the next season.
Yeah, Portland is on next season's schedule. Yep.
Yeah, 2025B. So, if they added St. Petersburg and also exhibition place Toronto, they can make the ERN season IndyCar season, and they can follow from.
Well,
March.
it won't be exactly Detroit, but it'll be the preferred Detroit.
Yeah, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't like to do Detroit anyways, but we'll see. We'll see. A little bit further back, there's Cale Pocock and Richie Hearn. Also back in that group is Clindy. I think Clindy is back there just kind of cruising. Still a long ways to go, 61 of 250. We've just completed first round pit stops. Only 1 caution to this point. Connor Nixon is shown out. So we have only 3 retirees at the moment. Lauman and Huckleberry with that early incident coming off of 2. Connor Nixon, which brought out our first real caution. And Tyler Fode hanging out back in 23rd, back at the back of the pack. Let's ride with him. Let's just hear him and see what he's got for. What's he doing back there for fuel save? He's in 6th gear. Just pointing the car in a direction with clean air. Breathing it a little bit. In the draft. I bet you he's saving a bunch of fuel back here. Lifting big time in 1 and 2. just keeping it in 6th. And we don't know what engine map he's in, but it doesn't sound full rich to me.
Yeah, it's not really. It's not really make sense to make a fuel. Also, you have all of this car on the front to you, or if you go to the front like a heavy hit, it's really. They can go for fuel over there, but the other guys, they need to just save, because they calculate. He make it. Nobody wants to the last 10, maybe 20 laps to go, or maybe 50 laps to go. You have to come in. That's the worst strategy. The worst strategy, you have 10 laps short, or 15 or 20. That in this condition, the track, because the fuel can go from 45 to 50 almost, or 48. That's the maximum over there. So you don't want to make the last short stint for 20, 25. That's the worst.
We're about 20 laps away from that next round of pit stops, as everyone is now kind of in that mode that we are in the dog days of the race, and those dog day laps where we're just turning and making laps, getting closer to the end of the race, and everyone just saving fuel and minding their P's and Q's.
So, Richie Hearn. What is Richie Hearn? Oh, there it is. From 19. So, Richie Hearn came here to Fontana 4 times. From car championship came in 97 to 99. 15 the first time, 8 and 27 the last time with John De La Pena Motorsport.
Top 10, nice.
Time, at the last time was an IndyCar series with
Schmidt-Peterson, wasn't it? Or was it Team Menard?
No, the last one.
Schmidt-Peterson?
Himmelgarn Racing.
Oh, Himmelgarn, okay. That's Buddy Lazier. They won the 500 with Buddy Lazier. And the IndyCar Championship in 2000 with Buddy Lazier.
That's pretty nice. So 21 finished that day for him. 2003.
And this is the view, roughly what Richie Hearn sees. A couple cars 3 wide, 2 wide in front of him. He's staying down low. He'll get the draft aid of that car right in front of him, right above him. That's Clindy right in front of him. There is our 2-time and defending series champion, Pinero. Give me an eye. Oh, he has a roll out of it with Clindy on the high side.
Pretty smart, Clindy. I don't know. I'm guessing, because if I Clindy, I do this. I follow Piñeiro. I want to be back to Piñeiro, and in which lap he can coming in and follow to the end, because he is Piñeiro, one of the contenders to win the race. So it's really smart to be on the back and just stay on back to him and just follow him. So strategy.
When I was talking to Clindy about his plans for this season, he definitely said he wants to learn a lot from Pinero. And I gave him another name that he can follow and learn a lot from, but I don't want to say it. He knows who it is. I don't want to say it because I don't want to disparage anybody else in the lineup, but there's a couple of good names out there that he could serve a lot of time following and learning a lot from, and Pinero is one of them, as they're getting dicey in front of him right now as we're down the front stretch, and we're going to go 4 wide at the line. Guys, I don't know how smart that is at lap 72, but we get straightened out before we get to 1.
I think 20 here at, and also we are 10 to go, or maybe 15 to go. to coming in and pit stop window. So the March staff is going to the front and just beat it in the front on the field.
Pretty good day for Little Eagle. Little Eagle at the front with a lot of their drivers today. Frankenfeld, Smith started on the pole. Schultz done some time at the point. Now we got Power Slide entering the picture with Andrew Wood in the fourth. Former 500-mile winner, Matthew Weeks, who won at Michigan last season. He's in the picture now in third. He's up 16 spots. Hibbs, former winner here in the series, up 13 spots. Now, some of these guys they're not full-time in the IndyCars all the time. Hibbs and Weeks, they separate their weeks out mainly in the 10 tops. And now they're up front here racing IndyCar race. Both are proven winners here at the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series level. Each have one win apiece here, career-wise. And here goes Weeks to the front. He's going to go to the bottom, but he had a little bit of a wiggle there. He's going to go side by side off the corner with Hibbs. But I don't know how much benefit it is for them to be leading, because if you look at some of the other names that we see that have a lot of IndyCar experience, they're a little bit further on back in the pack, saving fuel and kind of biding their time. Right now, Hibbs and Weeks are kind of throwing it out there, and to a lesser extent, Frankenfeld, although Frankenfeld does have a lot of IndyCar starts. He has the most starts here in the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. In fact, he will get his 100th start when we get to Barber. He will celebrate his 100th start along with the series at the same time. He is the OG here. But you would think, though, that being up front and running hard laps every single lap, it's just going to wear you out for 500 miles. And yes, this is a sim, but even those direct drive wheels can throw you around and work those shoulders and forearms. I think the guy that's probably being the smartest right now might possibly be Andrew Wood, just kind of cruising. He's just sitting there following, not really doing a lot of passing, although he's underneath Weeks. But I think Weeks opened the door for that possibility. Wood's just going to stay on the bottom, possibly pick up a spot. If not, he'll just cycle back in line. Interesting. Frankenfeld decides to come down the banking to help out Wood, not to help Weeks.
So I calculate, if Frankenfeld finish the race today, he can make 1,600 miles today with the other 4 races he did in Fontana. So it's gonna be one of the top one, because the next one is Jerry Rexin. It's no more any in ERN IndyCar Series. So maybe even Piñeiro have a 800 miles race here. Oh, Kevin Gibbs is coming to pit now.
Okay, so Gavin Hibbs, he was only able to last 37 laps. And he's coming. He came in early.
Interesting. So we know now the tank can go.
Yeah, he went 25 last time. He went 37 this time.
So he can go for 37 plus 1, 38 on the pit. So we're assuming all of these guys can go for 5 more laps, or maybe 6, depend how easy your drive did for all of these things.
3 wide, a little bit further back, featuring Pinero and Clindy. Whoa, Clindy in the middle, nowhere to go, and he's kind of ping-ponging back and forth with the turbulent air.
Ooh, nice pass.
And now the lead turned over to Andrew Wood and Frankenfeld battling out. Weeks has kind of cycled back to another spot, but he's going to be hounded now by Wags on the high side. Here comes a Schold behind.
Oh. Frankenfeld is coming next time by.
All right, next time by, we're going to watch Chad Frankenfeld.
Matthew Weeks coming too.
Okay, so these guys got to definitely plan how they get to pit road and not end up in each other's way. Let's say that. So let's watch the pit entry here from Frankenfeld and Weeks. Frankenfeld, slow down. He gets there. Weeks gets there. Good job by both of those two to get from over 200 miles an hour down to the speed of effectively crawling on pit road. But it's about 50 miles an hour.
It's funny. Ooh, almost. Andrew Wood lose the car. So Andrew Wood is so funny because Chad say I come in it. Okay, and it's coming Matthew Wick. Okay, that's the answer on that. Andrew Wood on chat is like I don't surprise. Just go ahead.
Oh, thanks.
Don't
yeah.
worry.
Thanks.
Yep.
I appreciate it. Kidda making an evasive move on the front stretch, trying to go low, 3 wide in the 1.
Yeah, it's coming Andrew Wood too.
So Andrew Wood this time. Wag's going to take advantage of this. He's going to go, and so look at Clindy. Now Wood's in trouble. If Wood was coming, he's got himself he's in a bad situation.
Yeah, he aboard. He say it's coming next time by.
Okay, so he at least has another lap of fuel. Hopefully, he might run out. We'll ride with him as he makes the turn down pit road and see what happens. As he brings that station wagon down the backstretch, he's staying low, letting everyone know, and he's coming to pit road.
Wagner's coming también also too. It's coming many people.
And he gets to the cone speed very quickly on his outside. That is Kidda.
So, Clint is coming in this time by.
Yeah, he had plenty of fuel. Didn't burp at all or anything. And here comes Clindy, Norgard. We got Schold in there. We got Pocock in there. We got Hearn in there. So a good chunk of the field coming to pit road. Hunter Smith going long now, 46 laps on the stint. Fazaro 46 laps. Pinero 46 laps. Let's keep these all in mind. And to nobody's surprise, Craig Forsyth at 46 laps. Stanley at 46 laps. But he's coming down pit road now, along with pretty much the back half of the field. So Forsyth and Pinero staying out and going long. Same thing with Keel, Hunter Ingrave. We're going to throw him in that. He is going long as well, 47 laps. Can they go one more after this?
So very interesting because Gibbs.
All of them coming to pit road.
Yeah, with fuel, burning fuel, he did 38. And all of these guys did 45, 47, 45 to 47. That's pretty interesting how they can save fuel. More than 10 laps you can save in track.
And there we see now they have not taken the lead yet, but this is a battle for the lead. As Pinero, Forsyth, they're still on pit road getting service done. But here is Frankenfeld and Hibbs down the front stretch. Now Hibbs, he went 38 laps. Frankenfeld only went 41. Pinero, who is now coming out of pit road right now, and he'll be joined by Matthew Weeks and Wagner. Pinero went 48. So just over a course of 2 stints going further into this race, everybody. Now, let me explain this. Is Pinero will have a 14-lap edge over the leaders not very far into this race, not very long into this race from this point forward. He'll have a 14-lap edge over Fuel. Because he did 7 this time. He's probably going to do 7 next time, although right now leading this group.
The easy way for Frankenfield now is just be friend with the Gabby Hibbs.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to
make it. Yeah,
he needs to stay in line. He needs to stay in line. I know he doesn't want to stay in line, but I think the best move for him is, and they could be working together right now, trying to pull out a gap on this next set behind him. And let's show you the gaps. We've been showing you intervals so far.
So basically, over the 2 seconds.
Has there been a caution yet? Yes, Mark, we've had one. Had 1 caution so far. Should have been 2, but just 1. And there you see that Frankenfeld and Hibbs have a 2.5 second lead over Weeks. That has broken the draft envelope. But these two are still burning fuel at a much faster rate than a lot of those cars back in that group, especially Pinero. Pinero is saving a lot of fuel.
But they're getting close. Now they are
2.2
or 5/10.
Yeah, 2.2. And they are being powered by the 2 P1 cars at the front, Clindy and Weeks. Not teammates, not working together, just sharing the same sponsorship.
Oh no, I think the way Shad and Gibbs make the sweep is not really good. That's why they, these 2 guys, Clendy and Matthew, it just in 3 laps cut almost 7/10.
And Hibbs already 14 laps into his stint. Frankenfeld 12 laps into his stint. Weeks is kind of in the same boat. He's 12 laps into his stint as well. So these guys, as we get closer to the end of this race, or if we don't have any more cautions, are going to fall into a bit of a disadvantage fuel-wise. And I could tell just by how a lot of these drivers are running and looking at them in line, they're just riding this thing out. They're not pushing. They're just riding. We're coming up to the 250 or the 200 lap mark here, excuse me. Or 200 lap mark. 200 mile mark. Math is hard for me today for some reason. I don't know why.
The thing is not mad. It's 30 to go or 25 laps to go. The race, we're gonna have a race. Now, like you said, everybody's like nobody's pushing, just make laps and laps and laps. But always said 25 to go is when everybody's getting nervous, aggressive, do some stuff we don't want to see. Maybe you're gonna see 1 yellow or maybe 2 cautions in there, but this normal in this lap. So now all the people are sleeping, just try to try to make laps around this track, especially us. So now we are really here talking about this, talking about that. sponsorships and whatever. But the last 25 laps is when everything is started.
And they've cut that down. They are now in the draft envelope of the leaders right now, as that they are right at that 1.5 second mark. So they will start to feel the pull down the straightaways, but conversely, they will start to feel the dirty air in the corners. But this, remember, it's a very wide speedway. They can pick multiple lines, as many as 5 different lanes through turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So lots of ways to race and maneuver your car into clean air around here, and they are now well within that envelope, as Weeks is now 1.1 behind Frankenfeld and continuing to run down that group.
Actually, Frankenfeld, 4 laps ago, he already stopped to make the work with Gibbs, and he stayed behind to him, stay with fuel. Makes sense, actually. Is if you're gonna go for 25 laps to go, the best scenario for these two guys on the front is just
he needs to save. He needs to save fuel. He needs to make up the 7 laps or so that he has between himself and Pinheiro. He needs to make that difference up, because right now Pinheiro is sitting really in the happiest seat by going 48 laps, right along with Craig Forsyth. And Thomas Kiel also went 48 laps.
But poor Clendy, he make the hard work, and now for 14 laps maybe, or maybe more on that. No, I said 13 laps maybe. And now he need to stay on the back and stay with fuel. He need to save at least 46 laps like he did last stint.
If you're just joining us, this is ERN's coverage of the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. It's the F5 Challenge 500 coming to you from Auto Club Speedway in Fontana. We've completed now 102 of 250 laps. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. The next race for us next week, as we go to the high banks and concrete track, unforgiving concrete track of Dover, Delaware. Yes, you're hearing that right. IndyCars at Dover. Next week, you won't want to miss it. 400 kilometers, 248 laps. It's like out of the frying pan here at the 500-mile race and into the fire going to Dover next week.
Yes, our first time. Actually, it's the first time in the ERN.
Yeah, first time in the ERL going to Dover.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and it'll be the first time. So another first-time visit this season. Adding that to what we started off the season at Kentucky, and then Chicagoland and Sonoma. And we'll get a good look here at the Hoosier 500 car, because in December, ERN becomes a primetime home for Happy Hour at the Brickyard, your nightly destination for all the action leading up to the prestigious PRI Hoosier 500. The last kiss of the bricks for 2025 starts right here on ERN. The countdown is on, so everybody pucker up and don't miss a second of the action. Like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in, and we will see you at the Brickyard in December. And give a good shout out to our partners at Blue Egg Marketing. You can rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. Don't spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg Marketing, fueling small businesses to win big. To learn more about Blue Egg, you want to click on their link in the description. There they are, the sponsor of Ethan Stanley, currently in 14th position on the racetrack. Here is your pit stop count that we've seen so far. Hibbs, Frankenfeld, Weeks each have 3 stops. Clindy and pretty much the rest of the field behind are down to 2, or not down to 2, only 2. There are your stint counts. We'll be keeping an eye on that. As Weeks on the high side says, I'm done following. I'm going to race here a little bit. Weeks 25 laps into his stint. Frankenfeld 25 into his stint. Hibbs 28. Expect to start seeing Hibbs coming to pit road probably the next 10 laps or so. He went 38 last time. There are currently still 23 cars running, 23 cars on the lead lap. Only 3 retirements to this point. And we'll take everybody to the next round of pit stops, and we will start getting words in from our other sponsors side by side. But we will take you to the pit stops first. It is Hibbs, Frankenfeld, Weeks, Clindy, and Wood, your top 5. That has really remained unchanged since most of this restart, since we came back from caution last time. Actually, since we rejoined the race, I should take that back, well after the caution. We're talking since our last pit stop. They came out separated, but the group is all rejoined. So that is your top 5. Schultz, Smith, Panero, Wags, and Kidda round out the top 10. Everybody kind of in line, running this thing out.
I just stay quiet because everyone.
No, there's no racing. Line. There is no racing going on in this entire field. I'm just we'll give you the blimp view here, and this is the ERN1 airship piloted by TC, and I told TC to take a look out there, and he said the traffic was smooth, and there's nothing else going on right now as we are going through the field. Everybody is in line and running this thing out. It is a fuel conservation configuration right now as everybody is really just minding their P's and Q's, being very, very good about it. Victor Aldrich a little bit further on back. He looks like he might have lost the draft to Fazaro. He's a little bit further on back. He might be damaged of some sort. We're not quite sure.
Victor Aldrich?
Victor Aldrich is well back in the main pack. Fazaro, his pit stop that he stopped at was 18.9 seconds, so he might have had some damage that he needed to get it repaired. We didn't know about, but that is your top 23. All 23 cars running at the same time. But he's got the leaders coming up on him right here. So back to
I don't know. That's weird. He came to the pits. He made the pit stop. Nice, maybe have a 5 seconds something, I don't know, or maybe less than 5 seconds because it's really. Ryan Schultz did the same pit in box same time. Like actually, Gabby Gibbs did 10.2 seconds on box, so he basically lost the pace on the group. We're talking about Victor Aldrich. 95, Gabby Gates is coming now.
So Gavin Hibbs, this is a scheduled stop at lap 36 of the run. So he's coming 2:37. He pitted at 38 for his last stint. So this would be pretty close to schedule. He's on full burn. He is not really saving out there.
Just coming to play and do the race. That's what he wanted. Basically, oof.
He got it, I think. I think he got it.
He's safe.
Our umpire says safe. And there he comes down to the stall on the marks. Now we're watching Andrew Wood and Matthew Weeks. A dichotomy of drivers. One driver, an oval expert, a former champion in the Cup Series here at the Elite Racing League, and then you have a road driver. Many wins those on ovals, and a bit of an open wheel expert in Andrew Wood. One of the drivers of what we would consider in the community one of the super teams at Power Slide there.
By the way, we didn't mention this. The last 500 we have in ERN was Michigan last season.
Matthew Weeks.
Matthew Weeks.
Yes. That was a heck of a race. That was everybody was wrecking there at the end of that one, but that was a very exciting race. He won that one. He beat out Craig Forsyth and Logan Spath. Logan was en route to the Rookie of the Year championship. Craig,
you know what?
So close to getting another win. Here comes, by the way, here comes Weeks to pit road.
It is funny because he in that race started 19, and guess what? He started 19 today.
Well, could history repeat itself on a racetrack that's very similar, a sister course to Michigan International Raceway? And here he hits his marks dead on. Oh, he does not. He has to pull forward a little bit. That is going to cost him time, and that is not good. Here comes more cars. Are we going to see anybody make the turn down pit road? No. So Weeks went 41 on that stint. Actually, 37 on that stint versus 41 that he did first time. So he actually burned a little bit more fuel, I think, helping Clindy run down that lead pack. But then he got to race it up there, too, and I thought maybe the better move for him would have been to stay in line and to save on fuel. Like Frankenfeld stopped racing. Have you noticed that? He has really just stopped at racing. And now we got like IndyCar regulars in the and pretty much throughout the whole top 10. And they're just all, you know what? I'm staying in line. I'm not budging. Not moving.
Actually, yeah, that's what Frankie felt like. Doesn't make sense to try to escape for the group. What is the point? Save fuel. Still have laps and laps and laps. So that's what Frankie Phil did, and now he's still behind Andrew Wood, and just leave Hunter Smith to burn fuel on front.
Here comes Ryan Schold. He has the momentum, sees the opportunity, and he moves up the second spot around Andrew Wood. I'm sure Andrew Wood does not care at all. As long as he's clear, he can tuck back in line, continue this run. He is, Wood is 37 laps into the run, Hunter Smith 35, Schold 36, Forsyth 34. Forsyth still has a long way to go, really. Frankenfeld 40. We expect Frankenfeld about any time to come down pit road. But he might decide to save a lot more on this run. We don't know. 37 for Clindy, 37 for Norgard, 37 for Hearn, 38 for Kidda, 38 for Wags, and Pinero back there at 35.
Chad is coming next time by.
All right, Chad coming by next time by. See if any of his teammates come with him. They're all at the front. Schold's not in a very good position to get the pit road, if that's the case. Here comes Frankenfeld off the banking. Very controlled, getting down to the speed limit at the line there with the cones. And now he just needs to find his stall and hit his marks. And people say, why is it, what with hitting marks? Why are we always hitting marks? There are actually certain marks on the pavement. You don't really see them in the sim. You see where your crew members are lined up in the sim, and if you pull not forward enough or too far ahead, in real life, if you don't hit your marks, the equipment actually cannot reach the car. That's the big thing. And Chad is done, down and away.
If you hit the marks, but you're a little bit far, just a little bit, they're gonna stop you over there, but you're gonna lose 1 second because all the crew chief, all the people,
they have to shift. Yeah, they have to
going
shift a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, or go in front. So it's really hard, especially when you're going in this pits line. Actually, how much is it? 60?
55. But on top of that,
55.
Let's go back to Ethan Stanley. He won on the road course last week, right? So this car is vastly different, although it looks very identical to what he was driving last week on the road course. This car has a low downforce, low drag package. Last week on the road course, he had big front wings and a big rear wing. What you didn't see on the road course is he also had really big brake discs. And they're there for the reason to stop the car in those high-speed portions of the track and down to the hairpin, and then, of course, they can take back off again. Here on oval tracks, certainly super speedways, you don't need to have those big pieces of equipment on your car. You don't have to have the big discs. So what you have now is you're trying to bring a car that weighs roughly the same, and here we see a lot more coming to pit road. Kidda is among them. You have a car that weighs roughly the same that you were on the road course with last week, but you don't have nearly the stopping power because the contact points on those brake discs are so much smaller. So the other thing they have to do is they have to not only bring the car down from 200 miles per hour to 55 miles per hour, but basically they have to bring the car down from 55 to 0. Now, you drive 55 miles per hour on the highways at home for most of the people that are watching. You know how hard it is to stop from 55 to 0 on a moment's notice. That's effectively what they're doing when they're coming to pit road.
Yeah,
and they're probably stopping in half the time. Quarter of the time,
it's really
maybe,
hard because you brake and the car is like, you lose time because you braked before. But if you're braking the moment, you're gonna brake. It's like lock the tires, and the tires keep going, and you lose time over there too. It's really hard. It's really hard in IndyCar. Try to brake in this car, and sometimes if you brake too hard, you can lose the car from the back.
Yep. And we saw some puffs of smoke hitting pit road right there. Watching Wags, right in front of him is Hunter Smith, also on pit road. Scheduled stops. We are just past halfway at lap 131 of 250. This is a 500-mile race. The first 500-mile race of the year, the first of 5, and the first 500-mile race of the season, the first of 2. Back up front, there's Forsyth. He has the lead all by himself. Now with him, right behind him, that is Gavin Hibbs. Hibbs was one of the first cars to stop. So he will get his lap back. But this is the lead that Forsyth has now. Forsyth leads Pinheiro by 6/10.
Forsyth now.
And this is mainly because of saving fuel. And now Pinheiro is going to go a lap longer. So Forsyth, Pinheiro is now at 44. Forsyth is at 43, coming to 44. He was 48 the first time, so he's 4 laps worse.
Pinheiro's coming now.
Yeah, Pinheiro coming to pit road. This will be his 45th lap. He went 48 last time. And Thomas Keel is coming as well. Good run for him. He went long last time as well. He's doing a great job. Hunter Ingrave, he also went long last time. He's doing a good job. So watch these 3 as this day progresses. Watch these 3. Hibbs will pick up the lead. He's coming off of 2 now by himself. He is behind Fazaro. And he's drafting off Fazaro, and that's probably a good thing. Now, Hibbs is going to have himself a pretty big lead. But we'll see who shakes out. Pinheiro moving. Ingrev moving. Hibbs your leader. Now Hibbs, how did he get here? This is mainly because of full push. He's not saving fuel. Fazaro staying out of the way. I think Hibbs wants to work with Fazaro. Fazaro thinks that he's maybe in the way and wanting to stay out of the way. Not quite sure what's going on. It just looks awkward up here.
Fusaro is one lap down, so the thing is Fusaro wants to record back the lap. So I don't know if it works for Hibbs to work with one of the guys want to return the lap, but let's see what's happened. Yeah, so
now, let's go further on back. So Hibbs has himself now a 6.4 second lead, which might as well be like 3 laps here at this racetrack. I mean, that is how we're going to go 3 wide by 3 of the greatest in the lineup right there. There's Clindy, Wood, and Pinheiro. That's a little bit more exciting than they wanted to make it right now at this point in the race. But the thing is, Hibbs is driving all by himself. And so he's turning laps at 33 flat while the group behind him is turning laps of 32.5. So they're going to catch him really quickly. And by the time they catch him, he's going to be mostly through his stint. And he'll have to come to pit road again.
Yeah. This is strange when you're coming into the pit by yourself and do the repairs, everything, and you're coming for 6 seconds. Now it's 7.3. I don't know. It's really, really strange situation over here. I never see. Maybe I saw it. I saw it myself when I did in Charlotte in the Nano League when I won for the DW12 for over the 12 seconds to the other ones, because I don't know. Who knows why? Because maybe I did my marks. I did good pit stop. Who knows? That's same for Gabby Gibbs.
Well, that time by, he turned a 32.9, and the pack behind him did a 33.2. So they actually lost time that time.
Yeah, somebody is not make the marks when they make the pass. So, for example, again, poor Clindy do the hard working. So I think if I Clindy, I just leave by maybe Good. He's a smart guy. He's really smart. So maybe when I'm thinking about, I don't want to make it this job. Why not leave it to Ryan Schultz or maybe Craig Forsyth? But nobody wants to make the pass. Look at that.
Well, we are going to get some words in from our sponsors. We're going to go side by side and learn a little bit from World Wide Technology Raceway and iRacing. And we'll keep the action on the small screen for you. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Since 2010, race fans have had one burning question. When will the Xfinity Series return to World Wide Technology Raceway? You asked, NASCAR delivered. On Saturday, September 6, 2025, the magic is back. We're going to introduce you to a new crop of future champions and Hall of Famers, and we'll create more of the greatest moments in racing history. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year. 3 years of sellout crowds, 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action, 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR, and now NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Just when you thought the racing couldn't get any more intense, now every single lap matters. One wrong move could be the difference between elimination and being crowned the king. The Enjoy Illinois 300, the Confluence Music Festival, the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs, and for the first time in 15 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday, September 6th. Don't be on the outside looking in. See history being made in your own backyard. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
We are back, and we have developments further on back in the pack. Andrew Wood is showing a beat ball flag at the moment, so he needs to come to pit road within the next lap or so. We missed the contact with the wall, but he, according to spotters, hit the wall off of turn 4, and now he needs to come down and answer the meatball this time by or stop being scored. So here he comes to pit road, one of our race challengers coming down to answer the meatball under green flag conditions here at lap 146.
That's unfortunate for him because he's going to lose all that chance to...
I don't even see on his car what's wrong.
He hit the wall very hard, so it's nothing. Maybe the suspension is suspension failure. Who knows? Really, it's something iRacing shot to him.
And they're going to hold him. So there is a hold repair for Andrew Wood. And this is going to drop him down the order and out of contention. Meanwhile, up front, Gavin Hibbs has rocketed out to a 13.4 second lead over the remainder of the pack. And we were talking in off microphones are muted, but we were talking basically off air during the commercial break. And you're thinking, and now Andrew Wood back on the racetrack, you're thinking, Lewis, he has an outside shot at this. He does have I think he's burning too much fuel, but you think he has an outside shot here. Certainly if there's no cautions.
Yeah, I make the calculation, so I already lost I lost my calculate. So this should be coming at 153 lap 153 to make one more stop. So it's gonna be 30. I'm gonna make it for 35. Should be. So
well,
next
he's
one
32 laps into the stint right now, so he's expected to come anytime. Basically according to your math.
Yes. So if it's Fusaro help him. Because it's no help him. Yeah, it's help a little bit. He can save a fuel, but he's keep pushing. So the thing is, the next time by after this, it's gonna come in on lap 188, and then if he was set, still one more stop for him. So yeah, we wanna keep it posting because they have a 13 seconds from Ryan Schultz, and nobody's make the attempt to catch him. So it just, I don't know.
All right. Well, I think we got strategy A, and we have strategy B. And strategy A is currently your leader, and strategy B is everybody from Hunter Smith on back.
So they can. So we have 100 to go now. So if we count 100 minus 35, I guessing he can do it. It's gonna be the next one. Is gonna be 65 to go. Means he can make divided in two, 32,
33,
laps
yeah.
by himself, and he can win the race if I wanna touch wall because I really feel bad for Hibbs. I said that.
You mean touch wood? You gotta knock on wood?
Yeah, I already did.
Okay.
So for long distance, so he did a good job because the last thing, the first thing he exit in the green flag. He exit for 2 seconds, 2.7 seconds, almost 3 seconds. The next one is this. He exit. It's coming now. So he did 37 or 36.
He's 36, so he's coming to 37. So
he's really
this is forecasting way out in front. This is assuming that we get no cautions for the remainder of this race. And we know how hard it is to come to pit road under green flag conditions here.
So, okay.
Here he comes. Here he comes. So the biggest thing for him is he cannot speed. He absolutely cannot speed. Oh, that was close. That was close, but he made it.
Yeah. So also he had to be careful because every time you pass 1 mile or 2 miles, iRacing count you to 3 strikes. So if you pass the 3rd strike 2 miles or 1 mile, they're gonna give you the black flag. So it's something iRacing forgive you for at least. Well, okay, you pass 2 miles, doesn't matter. Oh, next time you pass 5 miles, it's okay. But next one, if you pass at least 0.1, 0.5 miles, I'm gonna give you the penalty.
For speeding on pit road.
Sure. Always three chance.
Down and away on pit road for 39.3 seconds, in the box for 9.8. Not the fastest stops we've seen, but controlled and no penalties. That's the biggest thing. So he is back now in a 22nd position, still on the lead lap. That's the other critical thing, is he's still on the lead lap. And everybody in front of him is now just kind of racing and conserving. And we're led by the Little Eagle squad, again, with Hunter Smith and Ryan Scholl in first and second. So we've forecasted out that, we forecasted it out. There we laid it out. Hibbs has a shot.
So the next one had to be 191. That's the next one for him, and they have to decide it. He can decide now if he can make short stint now. And the next one could be the big one, the large one. I don't know. It's something he must to decide with the spotters or somebody helping in there. But he have a chance for sure. Maybe we're wrong, actually. Maybe
we could be dead. That's why we're not in the cars. We're up here.
Yeah, that's why I kind of quit in there, kind of.
Once again, we'd like to thank the Elite Racing League's IndyCar Series title sponsor, Warriors for Peace. Warriors for Peace is an Indianapolis-based nonprofit organization working to end violence and to inspire peaceful change. Founded in memory of Jack Shockley, they support youth through scholarships, mentoring, and community programs. To learn more, to support their mission, visit their webpage at warriorsforpeace.org. That's the number 4peace.org. Or follow one of their socials today. All the links you need are in the description. We want to thank Warriors for Peace for their continued support of this signature series in the Elite Racing League. 158 of 250. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button. Like the video. Help the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Then you'll get notified the next time we go live with IndyCar action next week at Dover. And we'll give you an update on stint lengths for everybody. 28, 29, now 29, 30, 30, 28, 27, 35 for Frankenfeld. And we'll expect them to come down pit road sometime soon. Kidda 31, Hearn 29, Wagner 29, Pinero 26. And pit stops, there you see pit stops. Frankenfeld already at 4. He has one more stop than everyone else. But remember, he came down for a little bit of a splash and go right at the end of the first caution. Weeks at 4 as well. Hibbs at 5. Everyone will come up one more number. So Hibbs actually does have one more stop than everyone else.
Yeah, just for now, actually, yes.
Kidda and Hearn exchanging spots there on the main straight. Everybody in line. We've kind of reached that point again where we're like, what should we talk about? Everyone's in line saving fuel. Matthew Weeks, scheduled stop. Get the camera on him. Here he is, and very good. Hitting the marks there at the cones. That's half the battle. Now getting down pit road and getting to your marks and not sliding through them. That's the other half of the battle, and he did last time, and that's cost him a little time on pit road, and he's a little bit further in the back than the people he was racing a little bit earlier in the race. And this time he hits the marks, spins out the tires, and out of the stall. He is down and away 9.7 seconds on pit road, or in the box. It's so weird in IndyCar racing, though, to see someone that you don't see it often. And I've actually been to a race where the leader just went full burn. It was a road course race, so it's a way different than this, where the leader just went full burn and thought the best strategy for them was just to simply outrace everybody and be so much faster than everybody that they win the race outright that way. That's very much a Formula One thing, but it was an IndyCar race at Portland International where Gilles de Ferran won when he was driving for Walker Racing. He just outright outraced everybody, pulled away so far that, when he came to pit stops, people didn't catch him. He kept the lead and just won the race out. You don't see it often on the ovals anymore, especially with the way that this car races, and especially on this sim where everything, at least on these super speedways, is very, very close and very draft dependent. But if you could break out ahead, normally if you do, you're by yourself and you get run down by the group, but not the case here today. Can we see the case of Gavin Hibbs just actually outrunning everybody, full burn, caution to the win, and just full send it all the way around this thing, and he eventually wins the race that way? Or normally the rule of the game, the name of the game here in IndyCar racing is fuel conservation. Does it come down to someone like Adriano Pinero? Does it come down to Craig Forsyth? Does it come down to, Hunter Ingreb had a really long run? Does it come down to those type of drivers that saved? We're going to see here. We're getting down to that point. We're at 167 to 250. Still a long ways to go. The decision time is coming for a lot of these drivers.
So yeah, this is a good thing about the IndyCar. I really get surprised how the strategy, how we have a lot of people on the back that said, oh, if you do this, you can do that, or whatever. We saw in St. Petersburg with Palou win the race. And also I saw 2 times here in Toronto in 2017 when Simon Pagenaud was first with Greyhall and Castroneves in the qualifying, and finished with the New Garden, Rossi and Hinchcliffe in top 3. But in different stuff, Lungard in 2023 when I went with my family to the Indy Toronto. Lundgaard was poleman, and he won the race. But the only thing it changes is Alex Palou started from 15, and Conor Herta from 14. They complete the podium. So it's kind of difficult. I really like it, actually.
Frankenfeld coming to pit road.
I started to watch IndyCar for a while, but no full time like do it for 5 years ago. So it's really much entertainment than the Formula One. That always the first guy win the race. Always. Never like the bottom one is going to the top. Never. Sometimes happen, but it's really difficult. It's really weird, actually.
Yeah, if this weekend or last weekend, and here comes to pit road this time, we have our leaders. If I remember right, the entire, well, with the exception of Dixon, Palou and Newgarden finished outside of the what would be the Fast Six. So they were not in that fast final group for the pole. The only person that was eligible for that was Dixon.
Yeah, but like I said, it's really much entertainment that the Formula One. Really, Formula One is Formula One. It's okay. Sometimes we have a surprise, like Ricciardo in Monza, like 3 years ago, or something like that, with the Lando Norris in second. Something, at least. But really, it's really weird to see some Bodo guys going to the front. It's not like old times in 96, 97, or 90, when you see Bodo ones going to the third or second. You know what I mean? So it's really much better IndyCar. I don't know, maybe the strategy, maybe distance, maybe, I don't know.
Richie Hearn to the point, with his teammate right behind him with 40 racewear. They're going to swap the lead a little bit. Leighton Norgard now third. Cale Pocock has worked his way up to fourth through pit stops here. Wags is in fifth. Herrick in sixth, another one of the 4D cars. Pinero seventh. Keel in eighth. He actually, he's gone long on his runs. We shall watch him. In fact, Keel has not really left the shadow of Pinero very often. So he is learning at the altar of Adriano right now. Fody in ninth and Stanley in 10th. The two teammates are together further on back. They're trying to save some fuel. And then Hunter Ingrev following the right guy as well. He could probably learn quite a bit from Ethan Stanley on the fuel conservation side on the oval. Ingrev a bit more of a road expert, but he's in a good position here to continue saving fuel. Richie Hearn still at the point. He is 44 laps into his stint. Craig 42, Norgard 43, Pocock 43, Wagner 44. Expect those guys to come to pit road about any time, and I think that might be the clue that he's coming to pit road. Dipping down low on the backstretch for Richie, and I think he is coming down. There he is. Yep. And that is actually nonverbal IndyCar speak that I'm coming to pit road that you just saw Richie Hearn do.
I follow Gibbs. I have at least somebody to help him. It's Andrew Good over there, and also Rafael Fusaro in the draft. So at least Gibbs is kind of help for somebody, try to save a little bit fuel. I said little bit because it's like make a swap, with him.
Well, but the thing between Hibbs and Wood's going to have to come to pit road sooner than Hibbs really wants him to. Okay, this portion of the race is sponsored by World Wide Technology Raceway. make sure to check out their website and buy tickets for their premier marquee events coming up next year. We just had some, we ran during our ad break, talked about them in their Xfinity and Cup Series schedule. Of course, IndyCar Series will be there later this summer. And you want to check them out. All the information you need to contact World Wide Technology Raceway at Gateway is in the description. They are proud sponsors here of the Elite Racing League. And the placement of Gateway on our schedule, we always have Gateway as the final race of the season. And that's double points. We actually get double points in two of our final 3 races. So the championship won't be decided very early this year. It will be decided very late, if not at the final race, if not with multiple drivers, just like last season.
I'm gonna give you a name. You remember I told you about the lower people going to the top and
yeah.
things. So Roberto Moreno, the Brazilian, wasn't for an IndyCar also too. He racing for Benetton in 1990. He finished second. The only good race he did in 1990, finished second in Japan Grand Prix. The other races he did, the other 14 races, it's just 13, no qualifying, retire, no qualifying, retire, disqualifying for the race, no qualifying. He didn't make so when I say DNBQ, means he didn't make the mark on the qualifying. So at that time they have I don't know how many cars in the
Thomas
in the grid.
Cole, purple lap, 2:23.3. That is actually faster than the single car track record here in the ERL. And watching Hunter Ingrave coming to pit road for his next to last stop. So that will turn everything back over to Gavin Hibbs, and he is out by himself by 15 seconds.
It's 20 seconds now? 20 seconds over
20
the
seconds,
Red
yeah.
Horse League. And Richie Hearn is over there with Norgar. What is Piñero? Oh, there is. I don't know, man. I think... or maybe we don't count the other guys, but Gibbs have a chance to win the race for a lot. And maybe you have the statistic, but about who won the race for over the 20 seconds in the real life, in oval.
In an oval, in the league, or...
no, in the real life.
In IndyCar racing, winner by 20 seconds.
Or maybe 15 or 10 seconds.
I'm definitely going back to... gosh, and here's Wood coming to pit road for his scheduled stop. As the cars got more reliable, the finishes became more and more close, and that really started to develop around the mid 90s. Throughout the 80s and into the early 90s, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to maybe have one or two cars on the lead lap. And have big finishes like that. For instance, the 88 Indy 5 or the 84 Indy 500, Rick Mears won by a lap over everyone.
Oh, okay.
So it's happened before. Remember, Tony Stewart at one point had a 2-lap lead on the entire field at New Hampshire until his engine blew up, and then turned the lead over to gave the win to Scott Sharp. That was a pretty big win there too. I don't remember the margin of victory, but it's not very common. Let's put it that way. It's not very common at all. That's going to have to require some additional research, much like who got a podium in their first ever IndyCar start. So Gavin Hibbs is your leader, lap 186 of 250 by 19 seconds over the remainder of the field. and that's Forsyth and Hearn, 2 teammates right now. So now I'm wondering if any of these drivers a little bit further back in the field are talking to each other going, uh-oh, this might work out for this guy. They're driving, they're all driving like they don't think he's going to make it. Or maybe they don't have a choice at this point.
Should be Gabby Gibbs coming in 3 laps.
Yeah, anywhere from 3 to 4 laps. Yeah, he's coming up to 37.
Means the next standby you have to be lap 226, and that's going to be the last one for him. 226 to wait.
No, he's
right?
still have to stop again.
Yeah, that's going to be the last one.
This
on
one?
20.
Oh,
at
at 226. When he goes to 226 will be. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense.
But I have to count Piñeiro. When is going to be the last one? Because Piñeiro have
Pinheiro is 8 laps into his current stint.
I think so. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So.
And right now, Gavin is just punching a hole in the air all by himself. And nothing against Fazaro. Fazzaro's not helping him out at all. And it might be that Fazaro is working someone later, and now he's kind of falling back and letting Aldrich go ahead. But Fazaro might have a teammate in that backpack, and they might saying, don't help that guy. Don't help him.
Okay, so I counted for Piñeiro. So Piñeiro have a 9 laps in his team. So means he need to go in lap. Give me 1 second. Oh, 90 now.
Yeah, one caution only today,
226.
everybody. 226?
So, yeah, 226. And that's going to be the last one for him. So, I don't know. Gibbs, he need to stop 2 more times. And Piñeiro have to stop 1 more time.
Yeah, there it is. That's what I was kind of saying. It's just like,
yes.
and Hibbs is coming to pit road this time for his next to last stop at lap 190. He is on the number, coming to 37 laps again.
So he going back, and then everybody's coming in. Yeah, Gibbs it. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't want to be bad for him, but he's not gonna win the race. That's why the people is no hassle to catch him, because the moment he going now, it's gonna be back. Piñeiro's gonna coming in. So the group of Piñeiro, Richie Hearn, I said Piñeiro because I don't want to mention all of these people. So they're gonna coming in. Gibbs is gonna coming up, but Gibbs need to coming in again.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be the last team for him to go to the end. For now, whatever he see is not gonna win the race because he need to make 2 more stops.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that he had an extra stop over everybody, and
yes.
we'll actually see that in the stats. I can show you that right now. Is pit stop count, and
we have to count maybe a caution coming between. But like we saw all race for the 192 laps, no issues, no problems, even in the pit stops. So, but like I said, in the last 25 laps to go, everybody's getting crazy. Everybody's getting blinds, saying want just win the race.
And a caution changes everything at this point. A caution will change absolutely everything. So remember, we are at the point where next round of pit stops are getting ready to occur, at least with the leader. The rest of the pack, we're not going to see stops happening until the earliest is Matthew Weeks, who is about 30 laps into his stint and should be coming to pit road sometime in the next 7 laps or so, give or take. And then after that, Frankenfeld probably is the next highest at 24 laps, along with Hunter Smith at 22 laps. But all these guys at the front, with the exception of Kidda. Kidda is extremely not as doesn't have as good mileage as the guys in front of him immediately do. Kid has 21 laps, but everyone else in front of him 19, 18, 18, and 17 in terms of laps on the stint.
So yeah, Kita is still in the bubble to finish the race with this group still, because it's really, I already count the laps with Richard Hearn, and the window open for all of these people is gonna be lap 220, 219 or 218 to 225. That's the window to the end. So it's really gonna be a sprint race to the end for all these people, and it really is a good chance for Kita, for Richard Hearn to be on the front, Piñeiro also for remain what he did the last race in Sonoma. So now we are like actually, like I said, we are business. This is business now.
We are in business.
Yes.
Or, as Jim Ross used to say, business is about to get ready to get picked up. Business about ready to pick up.
So yeah, basically we're business, because now is all of this group we have from Richard Hearn to what else is over there until Hunter Grave. They have a chance to win the race today.
Hunter Smith, okay.
No,
Hunter Ingrave. Hunter Ingrave, yeah.
Ingrave, yes.
Riding with Matt Wagner in the grill to go, Dallara. There's Weeks to the inside. Weeks going to be coming to pit road here very, very soon. Right now, Weeks is just very light. That's probably helping his car move down the straights a little bit better. You see Matty trying to stay in the draft there of a Leighton. Right here on the Robbie Gordon cam. He drops a gear there to keep the revs high. And they're getting ready to experience some lap traffic, a little bit ahead of them.
That
might be
super
wood.
Cool on that camera.
What's that?
You know what would be super cool? You know what it's gonna be super cool for that camera?
What?
To have that kind of like a old style camera, like not really like a HD, like an old style.
Low definition, yeah. Little analog
like
action, yeah.
Yes, like a Robbie Gordon
camera.
Now
I can get an overlay. I think I can get an overlay that I can click on top of this that will make it look staticky. I should probably do that.
Like an old style. Yeah,
car on pit road.
Good.
Car on pit road. Who is that? That is Victor Aldrich on pit road. Yeah, I think I can get an overlay that goes over everything that'll look kind of staticky and kind of very 80-ish looking. I'll have to look into that, but we can do that.
Look at that, what is in chat now.
Dan Morera says, 4D plays chess, not checkers. My money is on them. It better be. That's your teammates, Dan.
Surprisingly, Dan Morera over here.
This is a Dan Morera style race. I'm surprised you're not here, Dan. Watching out the back of Matt Wagner. There's Kidda. There's Pinero. And there's Stanley popping out there. And that is Andrew Wood up ahead of him. And we'll catch him momentarily. They're about 1.7. Actually, they're within the draft envelope now. Craig Forsyth, your leader. It is Forsyth, Hearn, Norgard. We got a car on pit road. Matthew Weeks. Out of fuel. Out of fuel. Matthew Weeks, out of fuel.
did 40 laps.
I don't know if he wasn't paying attention, but he is dead stick, and this is going to cost him. Dead stick. That's when you hear no engine noise whatsoever, and it is a painful crawl down to his stall right here. He better not overshoot his marks or come too far. He'll have to tow. There he goes up on the jacks, and they will restart the car here. There it is, and he's down and away. Man, it is a story of 2 pit stops for this guy. 1 pit stop where he just missed his marks, and then coming to pit road with no fuel. If either one of those didn't happen, outlook completely different.
If he have no fuel and misses the marks,
yeah,
he have to win.
You would have to tow in the sim, and then the sim would effectively act like it was towing you for a minute and a half, even though you're inches from your marks, which I don't think that's right, and I don't think they should do that. In real life, your crew would come out there and push you back into your spot. It would still cost you time on pit road, but that's just one of the dumb things that iRacing does sometimes. Not saying iRacing is dumb. I'm just saying one of the things it does is dumb. Well, 3 wide coming off the corner, and we're starting to get a little tight here as we're now under 50 to go, coming to 40 to go very shortly. Final stops, looking all these drivers square in the face as Forsyth at 30 laps, Norgard at 30 laps, Richie Hearn at 31, Kidd at 34, Wagner at 29, and Clindy now at 35. So expect Clindy and Kidda to probably come to pit road relatively soon.
So who came to the pits was Andrew Good. He decided to pull over the car, and they overhauled him.
Andrew Wood has retired, so we now have 22 cars still running, with 19 on the lead lap. And this entire group right in front of you is positions 1 to 18. And it looks like the start of the race is 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 again.
I think so. The race is not started yet, because we need one more stop, and when everybody make the stop, the race is gonna start it to go to the end. It's gonna be exciting, to be honest.
Hey, haven't got a chance to talk about them yet, but today's 500-mile race at Auto Club Speedway is proudly sponsored by F5 Challenge. This is a non-profit organization that enriches lives through face-to-face fellowship and exciting adventure challenges in a faith-driven environment. Their mission is built on the 5 F's: faith, fellowship, fitness, fortitude, and fun. The F5 Challenge inspires people to lead active, connected, and purpose-filled lives. Learn more to get involved by visiting their website or follow them on social media. All the links you need are in the description. We want to thank them for their continued support of the series this season, the second race they've sponsored here in Kentucky. I want to thank them for signing on, for being the sponsor of the big 500-mile race to kick this portion of the schedule off. That's F5 Challenge. And after we do our last round of pit stops, we'll take a side-by-side break, get another word in from World Wide Technology Raceway, and we'll bring you the action after that point, commercial-free. Once again, I want to thank all of our sponsors. Warriors for Peace as our title sponsor, Blue Egg Marketing, World Wide Technology Raceway, and F5 Challenge.
Richie Hearn, Cat is coming also too.
Is it going to be a final stop for Richie as well as Chad Frankenfeld, our Indy 500 winner last season?
Greg Forsyth is coming next time by.
Forsyth, 36 laps on this stint, coming to 37.
Makes sense because I waited for the opportunity to set, but we are at the window with 39, 37, 36 to go actually. That's close. Very close for Forsyth for the black flag.
He definitely. The good news is on that is he got the pit road real quick.
He crossed the line in 66 miles per hour.
Here comes the whole group. Once the whole group stops, it will turn the lead over to Gavin Hibbs. Gavin Hibbs, we have not forgot about him. He is 23 laps into his current stint. He's going to have to stop one more time. This is final stops for all these guys right here. He needs a caution now.
So Kita, Kyle, somebody else that's speeding, but it's coming now.
Clindy, and then we got Schold, and then we got Hunter. So we got Hunter Smith, Kidda, Schold, Clindy. Final stops.
So nice for Richie Hearn. Have a shot because Greg Forsyth came with Richie Hearn, and they left him for 1.7. Now they're getting close because Chad is close.
Craig came in a lap after. I think Craig came in.
They close. Sorry, they was close in the first position, in the first group on the it's 1 and 2. So Craig and Richie Hearn. And now they're getting closer together. So basically, all of these guys, it doesn't matter if you're far on the back, everybody's going to be close in one gap in 10 to go or 15 to go.
Now that turns the lead over to Pinero, and look who's in second. We haven't talked about him much today. He started up towards the front, started 7th, Stanley, and went right to the back and started saving fuel almost immediately, like he knew what the outcome of this race was going to be like. And there he is, right with now our leaders in third spot. He is 38 laps into his 39, coming to 40. Pinero 39 coming to 40. Wags at 41 going to 42. They all need to come to pit road here relatively soon. Now, this group, the good news for them is it is going to be a shorter fill than everybody. Fastest lap that time by for Clindy at 2:23.4. Purple lap. Those new tires are coming into play here, and also they don't need full tanks. They just need enough to get to the end. That's a little bit less on weight. And Ethan Stanley to the point. And those are bonus points. Ryan Schold, fastest lap. Hunter Smith, fastest lap. Oh, we're just ticking them off right after another here, boys. Look at all of the dirt. Pocock coming to pit road with Wagner. Look at all the dirt on the front of, let's go back to Stanley's car. Let's get a close-up of it, can we? Look at all of the dirt on his car after almost 500 miles. That is a lot of clag.
So Thomas Hill is coming now. and is still waiting for 40 Stanley Pinheiro. Actually, Pinheiro
Might be
thinking
coming
about
in this
Pinheiro.
time. He might be coming in this time.
Pinheiro, they don't want to Stanley close to him, and they coming close. They coming together to the pit.
Oh, there we go. Good job, guys.
Because Stanley is one of the leaders for the ERN, so the thing is, Pinheiro is dominant in oval, but they don't want to Stanley getting close to him on these kind of races.
And Fode's going to stay out there, get some bonus points for leading a lap. Once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching ERN's coverage of round 4 of 12 of the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series, the F5 Challenge, coming to you from Auto Club Speedway in Fontana. We're currently Hunter Ingrave. He is going to hold on to the lead here as he is going longer than everyone else on this final stint, but will eventually turn the lead over to Gavin Hibbs, who is going to have to make one more stop in order to finish this run out. But Hibbs has had a dominant day. Will that translate to a win? We don't think the math is working for him this time. We shall see. 27 laps to go. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. The next race for us next week at Dover, Delaware. It's going to be the 400K, the Monster Mile 400K on the high-banked 1 mile concrete oval.
Let me tell you something. The people getting crazy now. Norgard going 3 wide. Stanley. What else? Richard Hearn over there. Getting crazy. The people now. We are 27 to go. And now, look
oh, there's the contact. And that is going to be the caution that everybody's been waiting for. Norgard to the inside. Are we going to go caution? Norgard, no. Frankenfeld, no. We are not going caution. But that is day done for both those guys.
Oh,
Hunter Ingrave on pit road. He would have liked that caution. He slides into his box. He misses his marks just a little bit.
Oh.
Now here's Hibbs. Hibbs now working with Matthew Weeks.
I don't know who have the fall, but I said it's race deal. For my side, race deal, because the line on the pavement is getting disappear to make different lines. So to be honest, race deal for me.
We haven't watched the replay of that. Let's see if I can maybe find that. Let's do that a little bit further on back here. Let's see what happened here. What happened? Oh, Chad just came down on him. I don't know if Chad knew he was there or not. I mean, that's what it looks like. We'll let race control make a decision on that.
Because Norgard went up because the line of the pavement is disappear.
Gavin Hibbs, pit stop, so final stop. Yeah, I mean, you saw the line. You kind of saw the move. We'll let race control make a move on that. So that is it. I don't think Hibbs is going to be in contention. This extra stop at 23 to go is going to hurt him. So this turns this. Now the battle for the win is in this lead pack. The patience pays off.
And look at that. Pinheiro is ready decide to keep the first line, and this is my line. And nobody going to take it off for me. But be careful on the exit on turn 2 because it's loose. So
right, exit if you too low in turn 2. And we're going to go 4 wide. Whoa. Now, if you go too low on these 2 mile ovals in turns 1 and 2, coming out of 2, it gets loose, especially if you have way too much weight jacker. So he's going to watch that, but he is running what we call the IRL line, the Indy Racing League line. That when they came here, they just hugged whoever was leading, hugged that white line like it was their mother. And Clinty trying to make it 3 wide, but the problem is he'll get there on the front straight. Ooh, Schold had to roll out of it. and that costs him a lot of momentum. He's falling on back. And then we saw Keel blink out there. But this whole group right here is a battle for the win. This is a battle for the win. 20 coming to 20 to go. In the group, we got Pinheiro, Forsyth, Clindy, Tyler Fode, Hunter Smith, Ethan Stanley, Ryan Schuld, Richie Hearn, James Watson. We have not really talked about James very much at all today. Very much a sleeper, biding his time, into the top 10 now. Kidda, Herrick, Keel, and Ingrave. Well, actually, Ingrave is part of a second group right now. So the top 13. Now, Ingrave group might catch this group. We'll see.
It is hard. If you follow Richie Hearn, it's like, okay, what else? What supposed to do over here? I have on front of me Smith. If I go down, I have Schul, Wagner's on between over there. And then I have a Clendy, try to make a 3Y over there, defend the third line. And then Stanley on the bottom. So it's hard. It's really hard. Now with Pinheiro really smart, exit to the pit and keep at the first line on the IRL line you mentioned.
And here comes Ethan Stanley. So if I'm Ethan, or if I'm in this race at all, and I could hold the bottom line, I'm going to park my car on the bottom line for the remaining 18 laps. I'm not coming off the bottom at all. And normally that gets you to the front. People get impatient. They pull out a line like you see Craig there, like you see Clindy there. All you have to do is stay in line, and Ethan Stanley on the bottom should move up to second here if he has a good run. There's a lot of dirty air here involved, so that might be the difficult part.
I'm going to give you the key for Stanley. He cannot be in that line. He needs to be at the second line. Why? Because look at that in this turn. How time he lose because the dirty air. He needs to use the line is now Ryan Schul. That's the good line to at least finish on third, maybe. So that's the line. But if you see, so that's the line.
So we're riding with Stanley right now, and so I mean, he's in the draft right now.
Yes.
So he's going to suck right up to the back of Pinheiro. He has no place to go because there's a car on the outside.
And look at how time is losing. Look.
Yeah, well, this is scrubbing. This is scrubbing off speed, and now that allowed Clindy to get to. Now he's going to go to the outside. Now he's had enough of it down there. And again, if you spend too much time down there, you warm up the tires.
But the problem is, if you stay in that line, anything happen on the bottom line, it's gonna go to your line. So that's why it's better Stanley, like a Wagner is doing now. Stay in that line. Don't leave that line because that line is make you at least finish on top 5 over there.
And all the while, he's getting dirty air from that car. Dirty air from that car.
Oh, Richie Hearn out. Oh, there it is.
But
yeah,
I would still be on the bottom and at least get my way up into the top 3 and maybe make a decision from there. But I know my home would be camping out on that white line as long as I possibly could.
Yeah, it's really tough. To be honest, if you're not Greg Forsyth or Pinheiro, you have to find your way to be over there because Pinheiro and Forsyth, easy. Just follow the line. Don't do nothing stupid. What else you can do? Just go to the apron? You don't need to. So just stay over there. Clendy tried to follow the line of the Craig Forsyth, but still going to the third line. And to be honest, if you want a Clendy finish third, you just stay in that line and protect it with everything.
Dan Barrera says he was an evening with the family. That's good to hear. Hope everyone's doing okay there. But that's why he's unable to join us. This is a race that he normally would do pretty good at, so I'm sure all things considered he would be in the lineup if he could. But Pinheiro, Forsyth, Fode, Clindy, Stanley now your top 5. A lot of these guys were spending time in the back a lot earlier in this race. They're now up when it means the most. 12 laps to go. And we've only had, I'm going to jinx it here with 12 laps to go, we've only had the one full caution.
last two.
So we'll see.
Two without a caution.
Yeah, two without a caution, but we've only had the one real caution, I believe. Oh, car in the wall. Keel in the wall off of 4. He pulls it off. Is he damaged? He does not look damaged. He's just a little bit of, as we say, just a kiss. Lap traffic going to be involved here. Victor Aldrich just ahead of these guys.
He's going down, yes. He can help. No, he can. Okay, you can at least help like Montoya did with Andretti in Michigan. That's pretty.
There we go. He got the run and he pulled up along.
Oh, look at that foresight.
Oh, almost in the Fode's wing. Okay, great job, and props to Victor. He just ducks out of the way on the backstretch. That is excellent etiquette right there. Good job on his part. I hope all the drivers remember that when he's up battling for a win sometime, that you're a lap down, you get out of the way. Now we're starting to weave down the front stretch, and now it's Clindy, now it's Pinero, now it's Forsyth. 9 to go.
Unfortunately for Forsyth, because he was in the second place. Dirty air from Pinheiro. He pulled it back to 5th now. That's the dirty air do it when you're on the front and down you're back.
And I believe, I could be wrong, and there's a car on pit road, not sure who it is, Matthew Weeks. And Pizarro also on pit road. I believe the apron is in play on the white flag lap. So
it should be.
I think it is. I don't remember seeing a note that it wasn't. So if it is, let's be prepared to see the use of the apron on the white flag lap coming to the checkered flag. Pinero, Clindy, Hearn now. Stanley 4th, Schold 5th, Coolin 6th. Forsyth back to 7th. Fode back in 8th. Woof. Keel in 8th now. Herrick 9th. Hunter Smith in 10th. Positions changing by the turn now.
So we are 6 to go. Now 7 to go, sorry. Now it's going to be a spicy.
And who has the best tires out of all this battle? Pinero and Stanley. 21 lap old tires. Oh, and that's Keel, and he got transferred. Oh, hang on, Keel.
Nice.
Okay, so he got forced down there. He was able to rejoin. No penalty. He does have fairly young tires, but those tires just took a beating on the evasive move that he just had to make there. Jim Herrick on the outside. He's trying to get up with his teammate.
So the moment we pass now to the line, if the caution is out, the finish is over. So that's why everyone is getting more nervous and try to get position, because it's going to be over. The race is in caution.
Well, Clindy just up the racetrack a little bit, catches it, brings it back down, uses the banking for a little momentum down the backstretch. Stanley up high. Schold is going to try to stick his nose up high into the 4th spot. We're going to go 4 wide. Look at that, 4 different lines through turns 3 and 4. But the top lines, while they actually have a place where they can grab clean air, it's not the fastest line, because down on the bottom is the fastest line. Lindy needs to kind of pinch Pinero down there so Pinero scrubs off speed, and that's what he's trying to do. But Pinero has younger tires. The tires can handle it right now. Now it's a drag race down the backstretch. 4 to go. Fode in the picture now. Look who's now all in the picture. All of your points leaders are right up front.
Yes, exactly. That's what I going to. So these 3 guys going, and they want to finish on top 3. So it's pretty hard for Stanley, because Stanley was a good place, and now he went high. He don't have a tires. Actually, I don't know what happened with his tires, but he need to finish on 3rd to keep it the 1st position. I know it's 4 races actually for today, but 3 races. 4 races? 4 races for today. So we have a lot race for a lot of championship for to do, but it was pretty
2 to
exciting.
go.
Forza is out. Forza is out back. Still losing position over there.
2 to go. Where we watched Forsyth. 2 to go. Do we get a new winner this season? Do we go 4 for 4, or do we get our first repeat winner? And does Pinero get another 500-miler to his credit? Yet to have gotten the big one in Indianapolis. That's the one he wants. We're coming to the white flag this time.
Oh no!
Caution!
Blue flag. Gosh.
And that the field's frozen. The field's frozen.
It's Hendrick. Oh, Hendrick contact with Kita. Oh no. So
yeah, we're going to watch Hendrick and Kita right now. See what happened. Hendrick down low and down the backstretch in the 3 and 4. Kita, a lot of dirty air in front of Kita, a lot of dirty air in front of Hendrick. Hendrick, I think, gets the dirty air, starts to go up and rolls out of it a little bit, and Kita just the closing rate into the back of him. Very much a racing deal, but it's unfortunate because we're going to end this race under caution with Adriano Pinero coming off of turn number 4. He is going to get, for a second season in a row, a 500-mile win. Remember, he won at Pocono last season. Clindy's going to come home second, and Ethan Stanley, in a great effort to help in his effort in the points championship, he's going to come home third. That is your top 3. And sorry, folks, there is no green-white checker in IndyCar racing, as it should be. So that is how it is decided on the racetrack and at 500 miles.
Richie Hearn said in radio, good race, but I have to basically going back because it's a run out of fuel. I think so he miscalculate his fuel, repose fuel, and that's why he finished on 12th today.
So he ran out on the last flag, the white flag lap on the other caution?
He saw before that he don't have a fuel to go into the end. That's why he decided to go back and try to save his fuel to finish the race.
All right, here are today's final results. Not indicative. That margin of victory really not indicative of really the race. It finished under caution, so it wasn't that close, but it was a nice photo moment. Clindy and Stanley did a very good job at holding their formation there. But Pinero with the win. Second win this season. Clindy second, Stanley third, Fody fourth. Ryan Schold, good finish for him in fifth. Hunter Smith, good finish for him in sixth. Matt Wagner seventh, Forsyth eighth, Keel ninth, and Watson very quietly gets a top 10. Kidda 11th, Hearn 12th, Camargo 13th, Ingreb 14th, Pocock 15th, Hibbs in 16th, Pizarro 18th, Aldrich 19th, Herrick in 19th, and Weeks in 20th. And then Frankenfeld, Norgard, Wood, Nixon, Huckleberry, and Blauman is the remainder of your 26-car field. Wish the field was a little bit bigger. We had a lot of people that couldn't make it tonight for whatever reason, but still 26 cars on a 500-mile race. Most everyone finished pretty good showing. Hope everyone at home liked it.
They finished at 19, and we only have 2 cautions. So really, really good race for today.
And we're going to bring up Ethan Stanley first, but we just need to queue up some replays. .500-mile race, so there's a lot of events.
yeah, the race finished in 2 hours and 25 minutes. Could be worse, actually. Could be 3 hours, 3 hours and a half. But that was really fast. 2 hours and 25 minutes.
There we go. Fastest lap belongs to Hunter Smith. Congrats to him.
Oh, for the P1 broadcasting, LGN, drive it all the day. That's the word. We have to put more short than that. So James Watson for 13 spot today.
He did a great job. Yeah.
Yeah, he started from 23 to 10.
Yeah, he did a very quiet, workman-like job to get to 10th spot. So hats off to him. We got Ethan Stanley's car here up on the screen. Let's get into the interview portion of the broadcast. And let's bring up Ethan Stanley into the room here. And here he is, Ethan Stanley. Congratulations, man. Long race. And you definitely played the long game. We noticed right off the bat. You took the green flag, and you went right to the back. I'm guessing that was the plan. You knew long game playing into this that we're working on fuel mileage even during the first stint.
Yeah, that's the game plan. Just saving as much fuel as I can from the start. And of course, just try to stay out of any potential wrecks. Just kind of lay in the back and wait it out. And seen the payoff. Just pretty boring race other than that final stint. Just kind of hanging out, saving fuel. Foot's going numb, trying to hold the gas just a little bit off of full throttle. But yeah, pretty fun at the end. Just wish you could really get by the leader. It's just kind of whoever gets to the bottom first is pretty locked in there. But would have been close if we went green at the end. Just shame that we get a caution right with the last lap.
Coming to the white flag. Yeah, only 2 cautions the whole race. I would imagine you're probably pretty tired after that. And you did mention about that. I call them the dog day laps in the middle of a 500-mile race, where you're just kind of in line, kind of hitting your marks, doing your thing, waiting for the next pit stop. And yeah. Those are the points of the race that normally cautions occur because you mentioned it. You know, your foot gets numb, you get bored, your concentration lags. The body gives up, and the mind, kind of lags as a result. None of that happened really. And were you ever kind of wondering, God, when is that caution going to come? Is there ever going to be a caution? What was, especially when you're working with a teammate, you and Tyler, what were you and Tyler talking about the most on the radio?
There wasn't too much chatter, just about like when we were pitting, what our fuel was, and yeah, honestly, just kind of just making it through. Pretty much just like running like a super speedway in a stock car, just kind of relax. It's a long race. And then everything hits the fan at the end.
Any shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to? I don't know if the points have been updated. We're going to take a look on that, but
it is.
They have? Okay. So while you shout out, we'll refresh the points page and we'll let you know where you are on points.
All right. Yeah. Big shout out to Blue Egg Marketing being the sponsor on the car. Big shout out to JD Designs, making all the paints through the week. You guys up in the booth, love watching these back. And big shout out to Chad and all the admins that run this league.
Well, you are now tied with Adriano. And seems like you guys are always tied at the top of the standings. But you guys are tied with 129 apiece with your teammate only 8 points behind you two. After the first 500-miler of the season, how do you feel at this point? Still a lot of racing to go, but how do you feel?
I feel pretty good in the points. We got a couple more road courses coming up. Of course, Dover next week. That's going to be, I don't even know. So yeah, just if I'm ahead in the points come Indy, I think I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, unfortunately, we still got a lot of racing to go until then. And also, the other big thing is 2 of the final 3 races are double points, so it'll be really tough to calculate. But it's always best to be at the top as much as possible, and that's where you are right now after 4 weeks or 4 races. Congrats, and we will catch you at the week when the craziness will really resume when we get to Dover.
Yep, thanks, guys.
See ya. And that is Ethan Stanley. Let's bring in Clindy here. And here he is. A good week for you, Clindy. Podium earlier in the week to finish out the Indy Oval Series. And now a podium here to close out the work week, kind of, here at the 500-miler in Fontana. Did you have, okay, if the caution didn't come out, did you have anything for Adriano there at the end, or did he just have pretty much the bottom line? It was going to rule it all.
I was lining it up those last couple of laps. You saw me kind of lag back intentionally in 3 and 4 and duck behind him. I had figured out where my lift point was and what I needed to do to shake third place off my hip pocket, if you will, so that way I wouldn't get jumped. So I'll never know, because I don't know how Ethan and Tyler and them were going to take turn 1. The approach to turn 1 was going to determine the race. No yellow, obviously. So if I was going to be able to do what I needed to do entering 3, which is lift a lot and slot in right behind Adriano right after Apex, take notes, everyone at home. This is how you win big races. You got to take big risks. So, you think the last thing you want to do is slow down coming to the line, right? But we're both flat out. We're both mashing the gas as fast as we can, and we're both super light on fuel. I finished with 0.4 gallons left with that caution lap, so I would have been right on the number, just like I had calculated. And his tires were a little bit fresher, and he had to go a shorter distance, but I was going to have his draft, right? And that's how you beat him. You slow down, you get in the draft, and you go right around in the slingshot. So I didn't get the chance today, unfortunately, to bring this road racing car home first. But I'm really proud of my effort. I paced myself. I worked with the pack to catch, who was it that was on the alternate strategy?
Hibbs?
Hibbs, yeah, to catch Hibbs, because I knew if Hibbs had a drafting partner and he swapped the whole time, he would win the race. He ended up finishing, I think, just only 8 seconds back of the pack, right? So you just think if each of his runs were 2 seconds faster, he was the winner, right? That's all you have to think about it.
Yeah.
And he just didn't have a dancing partner. I'd thought about going with him at the beginning, but I just knew it was way too risky if we caught a yellow at the wrong time, and I'd rather be with the pack. So yeah, that was really the only decision I made all race. And then it was a shame that Craig caught the worst of that lapped car. I think it was Victor, but it just, draft is so powerful from just 2 seconds ahead. You think you're not impacting the race, and you are. So hopefully it's a learning moment where you can learn just to pull down off the apron or hug the wall, one or the other, and just try not to impact the race for the leaders.
4th place in the points, actually. Well, there's a tie for the lead, so I guess it puts you 3rd place in the points. Where you want to be?
I mean, Adriano scored more points than me today. I know that I probably was very close to him on points because he had a bad day at Sonoma and I just survived. So with drops, we're probably going to be pretty even here. I need to get closer. Dover, I have circled on my calendar for sure. And then I just have to survive Barber before we go to Indy, right? So if I can do well at Dover and if I can do well at Indy, I'm really shaping up to at least podium this championship. I've really got to survive the road courses. I've really got to put my nose to the grindstone and really get better at those. I survived at Sonoma, and I know most of the corners on that track because I've raced it in NASCAR very poorly, mind you. I've never raced Barber, never once.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to start doing that every night. I'm going to do an hour of Barber practice until we get there. So hopefully it pays off.
Well, shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors. I know you wanted the win. We'll save that for another 500-miler at another time. But P2 today, and I think this is your second podium in the.
It is. I podiumed the Gateway finale last year with my teammate
this
Ryan
is your,
Campbell.
Your second career podium. So congrats on that.
Thank you. I wish I had a couple dubs in this series. I definitely threw one away at Chicagoland. But you know, that's the way it goes. You just have to roll with the punches and show up better next week. So I definitely intend to do that. But when it comes to sponsors, friends, family, the only reason why I'm in this series is because of P1 Broadcasting. We are on the Elite Racing Network channel tonight, and big shout out to World Wide Technology Gateway and all the other series sponsors here. I think Blue Egg Marketing is one of them as well. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for helping put this show on. But I am in this show because of Gary's channel, P1 Broadcasting. If he didn't pay my entry, if he didn't give me my paint, I wouldn't be here. So everything, all of my thanks goes to Gary and the little kingdom he's built. It's awesome. My teammates at Rogue Racing, they're all great. All of my friends and family in Illinois who are watching, my wife on the other side of the planet, who I hope tuned in. I told her this would be a cool one to watch and maybe show her family. So we'll see if we got any clicks from Taiwan tonight and all my across the Pacific. Shout outs to my friends who are in the Discord. We had Shane Coker helping me spot and cheering me on. That was fun. And he runs the Votive Racing League Sunday nights on the P1 channel. So come join. It's free. I'll get you the Discord link and get you all set up. Sorry I'm out of breath. It's 500 miles of flat out racing. Except
and only
for
2 cautions, yeah.
But it was all in the brain today. It was all calculus, right? So
I'd be curious to see what the folks in Taiwan think about crazy American open wheel oval racing.
Well, they'd probably say "Migoren Kai Han Hao."
Well, I know that that's Formula One territory, but yeah, I would really like to see what they have to say about what the heck are those guys thinking. Even in a sim racing, that doesn't look fun at all. But man, you was very entertaining out there. Thank you very much. Thanks for the kind words, and we'll catch you at the next one next week when we go to the madhouse known as Dover for IndyCar.
Thanks, Gary. I'm gonna try be faster than Adriano in the future. Thanks so much.
I know you will, buddy. You're doing good. Talk to you later. He is always far too kind. We have some messages from Adriano, and we will get him up here on the screen real quick. And there is Adriano. Good evening, friends. I want to congratulate the podium, Kyle, the good boy. He called Kyle the good boy and Ethan. In my qualifying, I got P2, and in the race, I always tried to stay up there in the top 10. I tried to preserve my tires and save fuel. We only had 2 yellows, and I knew that saving fuel would be important up there. I always managed to make good pit stops, and then the last stop, I was able to come back in at first with a very cold tire temperature. I knew it was possible to defend the inside line. That's what he did, and I'm happy to recover again. These are 2 important victories in 4 rounds. No kidding, no doubt. Dover is going to be quite interesting. I agree. It's a very small track with high speed. It can become very dangerous to avoid some accidents in front of you. I hope to be lucky and have some good results in a row. Have a great night, everyone. Adriano Pinero. And there you see his line for the night. This is win number 17 for him in his career. In the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. And that extends his lead all-time over second place, which is Alex Van de Sande, who is not in the league this season. And he led tonight 37 of 250 laps. And, of course, the one that counts the most was the one there at the end. LGN, Lewis, I know we always watch Adriano. You talked about, hey, we're always going to talk about Adriano because he is the defending series champion. He's a 2-time series champ. He leads the league history in most wins. We're always going to talk about him. And here we are once again talking about Adriano at the end of a broadcast. Just how good is this guy?
It is very good. And actually, we're talking about Adriano because he's defended champion, but we have to talk about Stanley and Fori. We cannot leave these 2 guys outside because they are good too, and they are too very quiet over there. Last time we have this incident, Stanley in the end of the race. So really with Hunter Smith, I remember in Sonoma. So we have to put it in the contender too, because Stanley is pretty good in road, and that's what he said. I waited for have a road course. So they have a Barber, we have Long Beach.
Indy.
For sure, I'm gonna count Milwaukee
Hmm?
as a short as a road course, because it's a really strategy on brakes and how to your turn and things. I think the stand is gonna be good over there. You say Indy also too, so they have a chance in one, two, three, in 3 races to score the points for the championship. So it's really it's gonna be 50. So today Stanley didn't score bonus point, so that's why the championship is tied today with 129 points with this Pinedo. So good job for Clendy. He's still far, but hey, we need to focus on Stanley and 40. Really is the key to this championship. And I know it's long. The championship is still long. Still, we have a lot of to do. A lot of is Dover next time, and then Barber. They have a break, and then we come back on Long Beach, Nashville, and then the Indy 500. So sorry, Indy and Indy 500. So it's really long. Everything's gonna happen, and was a good race today. Piñeiro again. He went on the back. Like all the big deals, the big guys do it. Go on the back and then go into front and then define the race for 4 inches.
Yeah.
Was for yellow today, but could be 4 inches and if it's in green flag. So Dover is gonna be difficult. It doesn't matter how your name is. It's gonna be tough because you have a lap downs. You have to turn every 19 seconds, 19, almost 20 seconds.
It's like I think they're less than 20-second laps there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be tough, and for the people never race over there, it's really DC. Well, the first race in Dover for me was super DC. It took me like maybe 1 hour to adapt my eyes and all of this speed. So I hope the administration on the ERN could be make a good setup to management with all of this strategy and don't have like a spoon because some error for the setup or whatever. So I really believe in that. So next week, March 13, Dover. See you on there.
Yeah, and I have the schedule up on the screen, and I'm gonna do what I'm sure Stanley is doing. He's gonna go down. He's gonna circle this one right here, Barber, and I'm using my mouse to circle here. So he's gonna go down and circle Long Beach, and then he's gonna circle Indy Grand Prix. Although I think there's gonna be a lot more drivers than just him at contention at Indy Grand Prix because a lot of people know that racetrack. And then there's 2 more he's gonna circle. I think. My opinion, it's Indianapolis, because that's double points, and Gateway, because it's double points. And that's probably his schedule. It's like, I got to do well at these 3 for sure. Indy, Barber. We're going to have 3 road course races and 4 races coming up starting after Dover. We're going to go Barber, Long Beach, then we'll go Nashville, and then Indianapolis. So there's going to be 3 out of 4 races, so he'll be in his element there. And then we're going to really close out on an oval-heavy schedule. So he'll really need to do well at Indianapolis and World Wide Technology Raceway and get those double points. I'm sure that's kind of how he has his schedule circled out. But that's kind of how I would approach my schedule, too. If I knew that I was the favorite on the road courses, I would definitely attack those. Let's get that off the screen here real quick, though, and bring up our closing graphics here. There we go. Here's Adriano. And again, that's his 17th win here of Adriano's career. If anyone's looking for a little bit of a preview, what it's going to be like for IndyCars at Dover, just go to YouTube, search out Indy Racing League Dover 1998, 1999.
99 is much better than the 98.
Both races were pretty bad, but you should watch both of them. It's very interesting to see the open wheelers on that track because that's about the only time that we will see them in modern, if not any type of history going forward. There was one race back in the 60s that we will talk about that they raced there under the USAC banner, but you can watch those more modern era races. I believe it was won by Buddy Lazier and Scott Sharp. But there was some interesting things going on in those races, and we'll talk about them here next week. But check them out. They're on YouTube. But that's going to really be it for tonight. I think everyone, it was a 500-mile race. We'll send everybody home at a decent hour and give everyone their nights back. So that's going to be it for tonight. Once again, your podium here for the F5 Challenge from Auto Club Speedway in Fontana is Adriano Pinheiro with his 17th career win, second win this season. He's our first repeat winner this season as well. And first 500-mile race win for him since last season at Pocono. So he's on a bit of a roll at the right time. He's now tied in points. Clindy is second, and Ethan Stanley doing what he needs to do to keep pace at the top. He finishes in third. Join ERN again next week for round 5 of the 2025 Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series for the Monster Mile 400K from Dover Motor Speedway. That's right, folks. It doesn't get any easier for our brave group of gladiator pilots here. It's going to be wheel-to-wheel action on a 1-mile high-banked oval with lap average speeds of about 200 miles per hour. Being the norm, really. And that's going to be about for 250 laps, actually 248. Action will be so fast the cameras will even struggle to keep up. That is the God-honest truth. Who will survive? It might just be at you at home when you watch all the wrecks. We don't know who's going to survive. In any case, you won't want to miss it. Coverage begins around 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 7:45 p.m. Eastern. As always, you can find everything on YouTube right here on YouTube.com and just search the keywords Elite Racing Network. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support ERN with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought of tonight's race. If you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out more of other ERN's other iRacing programming, including the Juicy Spider Studios Elite Truck Series. They race Sundays at 8:30 p.m. and the Mark J. Remblitz Grand National Series. Mark was in chat. They race Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Tonight's California 500 race was sponsored by F5 Challenge. F5 Challenge is a nonprofit organization that enriches lives through face-to-face fellowship, exciting adventure challenges, and a faith-driven environment. Their mission is to build on the 5 F's: faith, fellowship, fitness, fortitude, and fun. F5 Challenge inspires people to lead active, connected, and purpose-filled lives. To learn more or to get involved by visiting their website, you can follow all of them at their social media links, and all the links you need are in the description. The Elite Racing League's IndyCar Series naming rights are paid for by the Warriors for Peace. Warriors for Peace is an Indy-based, non-profit organization working to end violence and inspire peaceful change. Founded in memory of Jack Shockley, they support youth through scholarships, mentoring, and community programs. To learn more or to support their mission, visit their webpage at warriorsforpeace.org or follow one of their socials today. All the links are in the description. And we want to thank Warriors for Peace for their continued support of this signature series. Special shout out and a thanks to ERL's premier sponsors, Blue Egg Marketing and World Wide Technology Raceway. Don't spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. To learn more about Blue Egg, go to blueeggmarketing.com or click on their link in the stream description. Hey, World Wide Technology Raceway is a premier motorsports facility located in Madison, Illinois, just minutes from downtown St. Louis and the iconic Gateway Arch. To learn more about World Wide Technology Raceway and to buy tickets for one of their premier marquee events, check out www.raceway.com or click on the link in the stream description. For business inquiries to learn more about Elite Racing League and what they do, visit eliteracingleague.com. Subscribe on YouTube, like us on Facebook, or follow us on X and Instagram. As always, the links are in the description. So, for LGN, everyone here at the Elite Racing Network. I'm Gary Gatto saying all good night and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and its first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us all right here next week in Dover for the next race of the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. Good night.